football, and brilliant football too. He's lining up there in the midfield.
Where is he, Squizzy? Can you see him?
Yeah, those boots are beautiful, aren't they?
As the umpire puts the ball in, umpire Tony Day, up they go, a huge bounce. No one really able to get it, though. It will be taken away by Sturt. It's Ben Eckerman who's thrown to the ground by Trevor Cranston, and the umpire comes in and says, it will be mine. Players underway here at Unley for Eagle Paint and Panel. And umpire Day to put it down once again as somebody gets pushed over and will get a free kick in Brett Backwell. The iridescent green boots. They kick the leather. Comes out now to
Gibbs,
the young player in Gibbs. And there he is, running in the direction of his dad, is he? Still got the hot dog in hand. Was it a hot dog or what?
Looked like a steak sandwich and a sausage, I think, the peg up there.
Ross used to have, that was his diet on game day too, wasn't it?
And at half-time, he would. As the boundary throw-in takes place, Cranston can't get his hand to the ball. Ty Allen takes the ball and takes one high. He works hard in and under, does the Southeast recruit, and he'll win that free kick. Sheedy just giving one to go on with afterwards. The umpire just sends Ty Allen back. That won't bother him. He likes a bit of the rugged stuff, and he has won the free kick on the grandstand centre wing for the Glenelg side. Sheedy will stand the mark. Allen's going to kick it long inside, just getting inside 50. Kirkby setting himself to compete, jumps high, jumps early. May have impeded the player there in Bowen. The umpire says no, play on. Nelson's handball gets smothered. Opportunity for Douglas. He swoops on the ball. He's a talented player. Is the young Crow-listed Richard Douglas, and he has drilled this from the Tony Hall pocket here at Unley Oval through for the opening major of the game. In the opening minute, it almost came from nowhere. Sturt had possession of the ball. It's a very hard from Nelson smothered, and Damien Squire. Wonderful goal from Douglas.
Fantastic goal. It's a very hard pocket there to kick goals from, and he looked just jagged it over the left shoulder there with his right boot, and just put it in the right position for it to sail through home nicely.
He's a class player. I've said it before, Doug. I'm interested in Squizzy's opinion. He reminds me of a young Rodney Jamieson, just the way he's two-sided, wearing Guernsey number 35, and that's just a clinical finish.
Yeah, he's obviously got more hair these days than Rodney's, probably carrying a little less weight, but yeah, no, fair comment. In fact, I still don't think that Richard Douglas is out of calculations to play with the Crows this year. He is an exceptional talent. As the ball comes back, umpire going to restart play once again with another bounce. Cranston and also the big bloke in Bowen. There's the ball up, both ex-Victorians. Bowen from over there in Mildura, Cranston from Springvale, which is now known as the Casey, what are they known? The Casey Scorpions, more or less St Kilda reserves team anyway. Umpire now with the ball. We'll get it underway once again. Cranston and Bowen wrestling. Umpire says, no, move away, fellas. And he's going to put it down once again. So up they go. It's Bowen on this occasion, gets the tap out, but it's going to be taken away here by Gibbs onto his left foot, down towards half forward. He's got it inside 50 once again. But repelled here by the double blues. Comes out to Sheedy. Lightning hand pass across to Timmy Weatherald. Another hand pass goes out there in the direction of David May, but it beats him across the line and out of bounds.
Looks like Ty Allen's got the job on Sheedy too, which is a good match up there. I know Sheedy's been racking the stats up quite a lot over the last few weeks, so Ty Allen probably have a good job to do there.
Smith now competing against Bowen, the two number 12s in the ruck. Cranston tries to come over the top, couldn't quite get his hand to the ball. Allen and Sheedy both involved there in the contest at ground level, and the umpire will come in and have no alternative but to bounce it down again 55 metres out from the Tiger goal. We see Paul Sherwood coming for a run, making Chambers chase him up through the middle of the ground, as does the skipper for the Tigers in Benny Mules. The bounce down takes place. Backwell over the footy as well, lays a tackle. It's not coming out of there. The umpire's paid a free, possibly just to break it up. It'll go to the double blues, I would suggest. A high tackle in the end on Timmy Weatherald, and he will take the resultant free kick for the Sturt side.
Outer side of the ground now. On the half-back line, drives it down towards the wing. Up they go. Oh, big leap by Bowen over the top. Couldn't quite take it, though. Spectacular stuff just the same. Hand pass comes out to McConnell, wearing the long sleeves again. We still find it strange, coming from Ballarat and wearing long sleeves in this weather. But anyway, a free kick to go to the way of Sturt, and the boy on the outer side of the ground there with it is Whiteman. Drives it down towards half-forward, and he's found the boy in Cole Reevy. Cole Reevy now centering the ball. He's got it inside 50. Up they go, and Chambers pushed his opponent out. The umpire says it was quite legitimate, though, and Grant Chambers has taken the mark. 45 metres out from goal. He'll kick from about 50, 52, and usually has a big run up. You'll probably walk back to centre half back. Not quite. But Damien Squire, you'd rate him a chance from here.
I certainly would. But that breeze, it might, if he lifts it up high enough, it might just hold it up a little bit. But look, he's got a strong leg, and look, I reckon he wouldn't have a problem with kicking the distance.
And he comes now, Grant Chambers. The boy from the Dandenong Ranges originally, and he kicks right on the 50-metre line. It's going to drift away. I don't think it'll get the distance. Oh, big leap there by the Sturt player in Luke Dutton, and it's been knocked through for a minor score. So let's check the scoreboard for Eagle Paint and Panel. Glenelg 1 goal straight 6, leading Sturt just 1 behind 1 point. John.
As the Tigers take it down in the centre wing, Kirkby leading in the race to the ball. He's a left footer. He'll wheel onto that left foot. It gets him out of trouble on that occasion. Nelson, a wonderful second effort to hunt him down in the chase and effect the kick. It comes in there in the direction of Cranston for the Glenelg side. He's well tackled as well. Ball slips inside 50. Douglas applies the tackle. An illegal one. Is it according to the umpire? No. He will bounce it down. In the end, 35 metres out it is from the Glenelg goal, about in the spot where Richard Douglas kicked the opening goal of the game just moments ago. As Cranston won't get to that one, Bowen and Smith compete. Smith takes possession of the ball, wheels around onto his non-preferred left foot, kicks it to the top of the square. A chance for Douglas if he can get on the end of it. He can't quite get to it now. Bouncing ball, and Maclay will successfully seek the solace of the boundary line on the outer side there at Unley Oval. It's around about 25 metres out from the Glenelg goal. They have kicked the opening goal thus far in the contest. Sturt are 1 behind, so it's a 5-point lead to the Tigers as the boundary throw in again. Smith, no. Cranston comes over the top, taps it to open space. A set play, no one there to run onto it though for Glenelg. It's picked up by Ty Allen now. Clever handball to set up Ruwald. He'll run into an open goal. He's got Backwell in support. He chooses to kick it himself. Mark Ruwald gets the Tigers second. They are 2 straight goals. Sturt are 1 behind. It looked a set play, but Sturt still had the opportunity to clear it, weren't able to do so. Damien Squire.
Looked like a fantastic tap there too from Jeff Smith. Just put it at the back for the runners to run onto. Went to Ruwalt, and then obviously Backwell was in the position, so they could have shared it, but he's just put it through. So it's a fantastic start for the Tigers at the moment.
Well, Ken Flint is just about to join us, he and his wife, because Ken actually bought the rights to be in our broadcast box. He's actually a Glenelg supporter, Damien, so we thought we better even things up. But Ken and his wife are just taking a spot here just behind us. And,
good to see.
We'll have a chat with them a little bit later on. I know it pleases John. But, yeah.
Good to have the support up here. How are you, Ken? John Simons. Not going to make you, mate. Does he get a microphone, Doug? Oh, look, the pest is here as well. Motley, he's at it again.
Umpire now with the ball to put it down. It's Cranston and Bowen. Up they go. It looks like Cranston might have got that one. He's been rucking quite effectively for the Bays today and over the last few weeks. Got it out there to Backwell. He couldn't take it. Taken away, though, by Gibbs. Got the hand pass away to Moore. Here goes Moore with the receding hairline. Takes 1 bounce, take 2 bounces. He takes them on, too. Gets the hand pass away across to Big Smith. 55 metres out. A thumping kick in the direction of the Julia Farr centre. And the ball's been knocked across the line and out of bounds by David May, the back pocket player there for the Double Blues. 2 goals straight to Glenelg. Sturt 1 behind 1 point for Eagle Paint and Panel. Damien Squire.
Seem to be winning the clearances out the middle there quite too easily at the moment, so I think that Sturt boys might just have to man up and check the opponents.
Watch for the set play here again. Smith involved. Cranston also trying to run around and get involved in the contest. In the end, he's able to do so, but Weatherald interferes to take the tap. It was actually well read on that occasion by young Lee Davies, the player just alluded to a moment ago. He stopped Cranston from having a clear run at that ball. Good footy there as Weatherald now sends the ball to the outer side of the ground. Bowen will take the mark, wheels around onto the left foot. No, decides to handball. In the end, sets a task there for O'Keefe. He gets it up to Eckerman. Chain of handballs now through Whiteman. Also ends up back with, might be Curtis on the outer side. Chips in short, and he has found Sheedy. Sheedy's played on around the mark, so he'll be forced to go by hand now to Curtis, who ran up for support. Kicks it long, Hinge well positioned to take the mark. Eventually decides to go to Spoil and spoils it over the boundary line, outer side, slightly forward to centre for the Sturt side.
I think Timmy Weatherald might get a little bit blinded today, standing on Backwell. I know he's got a close job that he needs to do, but those boots are just sensational, aren't they, John?
Just bristling in the sunlight as well. They certainly stand out, as we see. As does Benny Moore's head. He might want to talk to you after as well, Doug, calling him a receding hairline. We'll make sure he gets a copy of that tape. As the receding hairline takes possession of the ball. No, he didn't. McConnell goes short for the leader. Kirkby, Timmy Weatherald slipped on his feet. It'll come out to Backwell now. Weatherald hard over the foot. He does it really well. Takes possession of the ball. Gets it over to Joe Jura. Good footy there. Forward handball. Jura just put it on the boot in the end. Wearing the white boots. We'll get something from Damien Squire about those afterwards. But the tackle in the end means a bounce down inside the centre square. Wait for the footy
frustrating to see handball come into the middle there, only 10 metres in front. When you've got Luke Jura, who's a thumping left foot kick, he could have sat it straight down on Feasty's head.
There's the ball up to get play underway. Up they go. No one able to get a decisive tap out. The ball is on the ground. A hand pass comes out to O'Keefe. He really had the 50 possession man from a few weeks ago. In towards centre half forward. Coming out to meet it was Button. Shows a fair bit of aggression. We like to see it. But a hand pass comes back now to McConnell. Look at that beautiful kick. Absolutely sensational. And Backwell dropping in from behind has taken a chest mark right on the 50-metre line. He's going to go in short. And he's found someone out there too. And big Matty Duldig, the boy from Millicent. And he'll line up for goal. We've got Glenelg kicking toward the southern end goal. The Julia far centre there. The backdrop once again is number 25. Matty Duldig goes back. A fairly up and down season. Dropped back to the reserves a few weeks ago, but certainly has shown some good stuff too.
Got your money on it here, John?
No, I think he'll miss it to the left.
And he comes. There's the kick by Duldig. Didn't look like missing quite frankly.
Great kick.
David, I'm glad you're doing special comments. It is Glenelg, 3 goals straight, 12, leading Sturt, just one behind 1 point for Eagle Paint and Panel. Special comments from Damien Squire.
Yeah, look, that was a fantastic kick. There wasn't much wrong with that at all. He just set it straight through the middle.
McConnell's he's a class act, isn't he, the way he uses the ball, and that was a wonderful piece of delivery. Interesting to note we saw Brucey Lennon don the green lime and do the running job for Brady Atkinson, the reserves, a former past player of both clubs, doing the running in the league game for the Glenelg side today in Damien Radis. As the bounce down takes place now, Cranston tries to jump over the top of Bowen. Both players don't get their hand of the ball in the end. Cranston cast in the role of the rover, wins the clearance, handballs over to Ruwalder, kicks it inside 50, but Michael Curtis just read the play better than Rory Kirkby on that occasion, led into the ball and took the relieving mark, kicks it out wide now, looking for O'Keefe, outer side of Unley Oval. He's going to kick short to the lead of Cole Reevy. Mules did everything to try and get the fist in there, but Cole Reevy was too good to take the mark. He chips in short, inboard, now it's turned over. David May's handball was partly smothered, and Glenelg through Ruwalt now take possession of the ball. He's got Backwell on the grandstand side of the ground. He's got Doldig leading again. It's almost a carbon copy of the play a moment ago. Doldig spilled the mark. He's got more in support, decides to chip in short. Matty Graham's all by himself and has taken the mark. Has it gone 15? Well, just says the umpire. It went 15 metres high, that's for certain, but it's gone the sufficient distance, and Matthew Graham will line up for goal 40 metres out, almost directly in front. And from what we've seen of him in past weeks, he is a talented player and a very accurate kick for goal. So unlike the call on Matty Doldig just a moment ago, Damien Squire, we will back him in to kick this one. If he can just put it at the right-hand goalpost, it should sail back beautifully.
The breeze will suit his kick here.
Graham now lining up, coming in, just traversing across the 50-metre arc now. He is playing in game number 5. He has kicked 9 goals, and as you can see, he's averaging 2 1/4 a game, and that's why as he drills it straight through the middle, the Blaze are off to a flyer. They have now kicked 4 goals straight for 24. Sturt are 1 behind for Eagle Paint and Panel. Let's go around the grounds with Benny Pittman.
Some early scores from the other games at Woodville. It's the Eagles 5 straight 30 leading the Roosters 1 straight 6. At Alberton, it's Port 2-2-14 leading Centrals 2 points, and we haven't got a score from Noarlunga between South and the Redlegs, but we'll have one ASAP.
ASAP, OK. Glenelg here, 4 goals straight, 24, leading Sturt just the 1 behind 1 point. Our game for our major sponsors, Eagle Paint and Panel, and of course for our other sponsors too, EIG Ansvar, TJM for serious 4-wheel drive enthusiasts, for Rebel Sport and also State Security Services. And it looks like we're going to have a rebounce back in the centre. Umpire holds the ball up high. I bet he throws it up this time. He won't try the bounce. There it is. It is the ball up, and somebody's infringed, it would seem. Umpire has seen something, and it will be a Glenelg free kick, and big Trevor Cranston has got it. Feeds off the hand pass here to McConnell. McConnell now, he's done a beautiful kicking action, and look at Backwell, will you? Just finding ground there and got away from Timmy Weatherald and has taken a mark, and Backwell already having a profound influence on this game.
Interesting question for Damien Squire, Doug. Notice Curtis playing on Kirkby, giving him about 11 centimetres. How will he go with a taller opponent? Is it a role he often gets?
He does. He's probably been one of our consistent backline players this year. So, look, we like to try and match him up with someone who we believe that he can beat and maybe run off and generate a bit of run from their backline. So that'll be an interesting matchup, though.
As Backwell's kick, it was actually knocked through for a minor score, so it takes Glenelg along to 4 goals, 1, 25, leading Sturt just the 1 behind 1 point. Coming to you live from Unley this afternoon, just superb conditions. I can't see a cloud here. As a little left foot kick there from Weatherall came out to Whiteman. Nice disposal, finds McClay, the big deputy vice captain. across and he's getting all sorts of advice from behind us here to kick the ball, and he did do that, but McConnell just slipped into the hole there and took a pretty easy overhead mark. McConnell now drops the ball in short and finds David Mitchell. Now, I want to see Mitchell go long. I think we all do, because he's a prodigious kicker of the football. Best kick in the SANFL. Fair comment, John?
Certainly one of the best, Doug. Yeah, for distance, an absolutely outstanding kick as he pinpoints that one to Backwell, takes the mark. It's a wonderful kick. Wonderful kick. Nothing Wetherell could do about that one. Backwell chips in ball back to Mitchell now. You won't want to let him play the quarterback role all day as he kicks it long, 55 metres inside 50, and Kirkby beaten on that occasion by DeLuca. Wonderful mark, just playing the resting ruckman role inside the defensive 50 there. Took the mark, which is what Mark Williams and the power staff would want to see from the big fella. He takes another one, this time uncontested inside defensive 50. He's going to kick short in the middle of the ground. Got Eckerman and also Jardura. It is the latter that will take possession of the ball. This time he hoofs it out wide and with a good effect too towards Whiteman. Shares the ball now inboard to Taylor. Going to come back to Whiteman, is it? No. Taylor steps around Ruwald, launches a shot towards goal. It's going to bounce short and also awkwardly for the Glenelg defence here. And in the end, it bowls through all players and hits the behind post and goes out of bounds. And Paul Sherwood copped the knock then. He hasn't moved either, which is a blow for Glenelg. Has not moved. Paul Sherwood, normally he would spring to his feet, but he's got some sort of knock there as that ball dribbled over the ground. Chambers was his direct opponent. Not sure if we saw anything there, but the stretcher and also Dr. Mark Cesana for the Glenelg Football Club heading straight over to Paul Sherwood. Not a good side because he has not moved.
Could have been a clash of heads there, John.
Could have
I reckon.
been, yeah.
Although Chamber just put a bit of pressure on Sherwood and just pushed him into the other Glenelg players. So it could have just been a clash of heads.
Certainly no remonstrating from either side, as there would be if there was perhaps something untoward, but just looked as though the players were jostling for a better position there. Did you see anything, Dave?
No, I didn't, I must admit. In fact, when you mentioned that he was down, my attention was elsewhere. I was looking at some other passage of play or lack of play.
It just caught my attention because normally he'd spring back to his feet and all of a sudden he didn't. And, you know, a player of his experience and value to the club, game number 146 today for Paul Sherwood, certainly playing on an important player in the Sturt lineup, Brant Chambers, but that could have ramifications for Glenelg beyond today. Holding his head, behind the head there, so we would suspect that it just looked like a concussion-related injury, but we'll keep an eye out on that one as the day progresses.
And as I think Damien mentioned, there was no remonstrating with Brant Chambers, so there was obviously just an accident that happened in the course of the game, and these things do happen as big Simon Feast goes up, gets the tap out, and a free kick to go the way of Glenelg. And it will go the way of...
Douglas.
That is Douglas too. Richard Douglas down there, the young Crow-listed player. And what a player he is too, just 19 years of age. Copped that injury earlier in the year, gets it across to Mitchell, comes out towards the wing, and Backwell almost took the mark, couldn't quite take it, That was wonderful football, and that could inspire the team. Damien Squire.
Yeah, fantastic. It's good to see that he's getting around the ball, and he's got an important job to do today too on Connell. So we'll see how he goes. It looks like he's actually sitting on Backwell at the moment though.
As O'Keefe heads forward looking for Feast, but the boundary line will just win out in the end as he kicked it close to the boundary line. We just watch, try and spot. Timmy Weatherald may have gone on to McConnell at the moment and Eckerman on to Backwell, so perhaps a straight swap there as Damien Squire alluded to. Paul Sherwood hasn't gone down to the change room, so that's a good sign that he's maybe not too severe. Straight on the interchange bench for a spell for the moment for the rugged defender as O'Keefe tries to kick one goalward. There's an opportunity here for Sturt if the ball will bobble up. No, Mitchell's there again. He can't get boot to ball. Taylor applies the pressure well. Ball falls out the button. He'll get a snapshot on goal and he will get the opening goal for a double blue side. Well done there to young Luke Button in game number 4, kicks goal number 4, and the double blues are on the scoreboard. They are 1-1-7. Glenelg are 4-1-25, and Damien Squire, the pressure there from the Sturt forward line was enough to create that opportunity.
Yeah, it was a little bit messy, but look, your luck's a favour, luck's a fortune when you put a bit of pressure in the forward lines. You never know where the ball's going to bobble out to, and it just happened to go to Luke Button, and he just snapped over his shoulder and just put it through beautifully.
20 minutes into the opening quarter, we've got an 18-point margin here in favour of the Tigers as they eye off a double chance in this year's finals. I know I'm speaking a bit prematurely for that one. Sturt in a rebuilding process, of course, both in terms of players and also with the coach. As there's a kick off the ground, an attempted kick off the ground by McConnell, couldn't make contact with it. Players, it's almost like rugby at the moment. Players going down. There'll be a free kick paid here to Andrew Whiteman, the state half-back. And what a top player he has been for Sturt over the years. Comes in now in towards centre half forward. He's found Button once again. Taken the mark about 45 metres out. He'll kick from right on 50.
Just some inexperience there for Redden, wasn't there? You could just see he just dropped off his opponent, not realising the ball was going to drop a bit short.
I think he expected the longer kick to go to Chambers. He wanted to just sit in that hole, but Button just positioned himself nicely and he drew Redden to him, but the ball fell short, straight to Luke Button.
He's a fair lump of a lad, is Button. 190 centimetres, 86 kilos. I reckon he'd be all of that. As in he comes now, kicks from right on 50. There's the kick. Didn't get onto that one. It's one of those. It's one of those.
It worked its way back into a drop punt.
A mongrel punt, and the ball's gone out of bounds just around from the time clock down here, which shows around 21 minutes in the opening quarter. Glenelg 4-1-25, Sturt 1-1-7.
As Glenelg clear to the outer side of the ground now, Kirk can't take possession of the ball. Led to it now on this occasion by, is it May out there? Handball over now to O'Keefe. The run coming from May from behind now goes short and finds Taylor playing on the double blues. This is good footy now through the middle of the ground. Cole Reevy looking for the lead at Feast. He hasn't accommodated the big fella, put it down at his ankles, and Willits applies the tackle. Feast gets rid of the ball. Jarjura, good pick up of the footy, handles back to Richmith, who kicks it in short, trying to get the ball towards either Feast or Weatherald. Steaming out now, Timmy Weatherald, and he can't take possession of the ball before the boundary line, wins out in the end, and we'll have a ball in 30 metres around from the Sturt goal. Damien Squire.
Just shows a bit of areas where we're lacking at the moment this year. I mean, just not putting the ball to the advantage. I mean, it's a ruckman you're kicking to. You want the ball on top of his head to give him an opportunity to mark it.
There's the throw in now. The race is on for it. Taken by Taylor. I like his game. Gets it across there to Whiteman. And again, a skill error. Eventually it was picked up by his teammate in O'Keefe. Another skill error, though. The ball just dribbled along the ground. A hand pass came back to O'Keefe, though. Got it over to Sheedy. He doesn't normally mess them up, and he doesn't this time. Over now to Whiteman. Whiteman from 55 metres kicks straight into Benny Moore. Moore with a hand pass onto McConnell. And Glenelg are out of trouble once again.
He kicks it long now. The leader, Kirkby. Curtis just bustling with him in the end of free. Might go to Curtis. Advantage could be paid to Dodig. He could. He's put it through for a goal, but the umpire's already called the ball back, and it will go to the former Hawthorn rookie in Rory Kirkby, who will line up for goal 40 metres out, almost directly in front. Just a little bit of bustle there from Curtis. I don't know if perhaps there was an instance where the height may have been worrying Damien Squire, but didn't look a lot in it.
No. I mean, it was probably a reasonable kick, and Curto probably just got in a position where he wasn't going to be able to do anything. So, unfortunately, gave away the free and also gave away the goal.
As Kirkby does slot it through for a major. He has kicked the fifth goal for the Glenelg side now, and they move on to 5-1-31. Sturt are 1-1-7, and it's an interesting point, though, just the contrast between the two sides. Then Sturt did fiddle around with the ball a bit across half forward, turned over through Benny Moore, and McConnell just kicks it one kick, long kick inside 50, and you're in a dangerous scoring position. Yeah, we tried to be a little bit too cute there. Andrew Whiteman just tried to hit a nice 20-metre kick, and maybe should have just gone long to the head of the square to give us another opportunity, but unfortunately it was smothered by the receding hairline and took it down for a goal.
There's the ball up to get play underway. DeLuca and Cranston. No one getting a real decisive tap out, but Brett Backwell, who must have had 10 touches in this first quarter and uses the ball beautifully too. Gets it across there to Bryce Gibbs. Look at the way he kicks the ball. It's immaculate. And he's found his teammate too in big Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith, recruited from over at Geelong, has a basketball background, originally from the West, I think. And he's going to go back and line up for goal from around about 40 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. He's over there in that southeastern pocket.
Just a question to Damien Squire. There's a tent over there and some well-worn travellers over there, I'd suggest, enjoying the day. What's the situation over there?
It's a bit of a past players gathering and also part of the cricket club as well.
Lovely.
So it's good to see them out enjoying this day. But I'm sure they're hurling some
local
great
product?
abuse, local product as well. But good abuse to Smith kicking now.
And he misses, and it's gone across the face of goal and through for a minus score. First score for Jeff Smith. Glenelg move along to 5-2-32, leading Sturt 1-1-7. Yeah, the Sturt District Cricket Club, Wayne Phillips, he used to be down here, didn't he? And also Andy Flower, the former champion Zimbabwean, I think, was down here at Sturt too. As we're waiting now, the ball on the half-back line. It's going to be Curtis. Comes out now towards the wing. A big Kirk went up there. The ball seemed to float in and out of his hands. He didn't take the mark. On the ground there we find Big DeLuca fighting hard for it. A lot of players on the ground. Taken by DeLuca. He did it well. Got it across there to McClay. McClay back down now towards the centre wing. Cole Reedy has the ball. He's quickly dispossessed. And look at this man, the mouse. He is everywhere. It's a mouse plague. In towards centre half forward. And here goes Backwell's kick, but intercepted by McClay, who takes a good, strong mark.
Kicks it laterally and finds Craig Taylor out of side of the ground now. Release some space for his side. Weatherall runs into it. Accommodated by the handball from Taylor. Timmy kicks it in towards the inside 50 mark there, where Feast can't quite get to it. Willits did well to get the fist, but again, the kick not favouring the big fella as he had to sort of dive forward and lie down to try and get hold of that one, Damien Squire.
I'm sure there'll be a few things said at quarter time by Feasty. He's not getting the delivery which is expected from his teammates at the moment.
Willits now will go compete in this ruck contest against Feast. It should favour the big fella in Feast. He gets the tap down, but is well picked up and scouted by Gibbs on that occasion. Handballs back to his skipper in Mules. He kicked it dangerously across goal, but Benny Moore was up to the task before Chambers could affect the spoil. He goes short now looking for Panozzo. He's missed his target. Panozzo tackles Rishbeth, then holds onto the tackle a bit long. Free could have gone to either side on that occasion. The umpire says play on, and Johnny Hinge does so. Goes up to Graham. He eludes Curtis, then kicks it short towards Kirk. He's in space. He'll kick it to the top of the square now. Kirkby. Here comes McConnell from the side, but Kirkby has taken the mark. And inside the goal square for the Glenelg side. Whiteman was the player put on him on that occasion, so the move had been made on Curtis. And Whiteman, well, he's not an easy man to take a mark against. You've earned your keep if you're able to take the contested mark against Andrew Whiteman, as Rory Kirkby has done on that occasion. And from the top of the square now, 12 metres out, directly in front, goes back and kicks his second for the game and for the quarter. And Glenelg have 6-2-38. Sturt have 1-1-7. Special comments today from Jewel McGarry medalist Damien Squire.
That just shows the way that you should actually be attacking the football. You mean you're trying to get it into your forwards one-on-one, and just the position that he used to get his body in and just take that grab cleanly on his chest, and then all of a sudden 6-2 to 1-1. So Sturt just need to maybe win some clearances at the middle and straighten up with their entries into their forward line.
Certainly rotating it up there, Glenelg. You look now, Jeff Smith's in the goal square. Kirkby's been there before. We've seen Dolding have a spell down there, so they're just moving them around a little bit, Doug.
Yeah, they certainly are. Sturt certainly got the job ahead of them at the moment. I won't say they're in dire straits, but having said that, Mark Knopfler is having his birthday today, 57 today.
Very good.
I had to work it in some way.
Yeah. That's very Dennis Cometti-esque.
And he just happens to be my favourite guitarist too. As the ball is going to be back with the umpire again, as a big pack of players were in there and could not burst their way clear. So the umpy now to get play underway again. We've got Simon Thompson, Simon Mackey and Tony Day. That's umpire Simon Mackey, the brother of the Geelong lad, Andrew Mackey.
Who's going to bouncing here, John? We saw them bouncing it quite good earlier, and now there's two in a row they've miscued.
Money for nothing.
What do you prefer, Damien, the bounce up or the throw up?
Oh, look, I'll say the bounce the ball at the start of the game, but around during the game, I think it's definitely a throw up in my option.
Okay.
As Gibbs now takes possession of the ball, he's well tackled on that occasion, can't release the ball, and umpire Simon Mackey will come in and redo his work. We'll watch to see if he is game enough to try the bounce again on this occasion. I'm tipping he will. It's slightly forward of centre for the Sturt side. They're trailing by 31 points. Up it goes and down it goes. It's fine that bounce on that occasion. DeLuca reaches over the top of Kirk, but again at ground level it's the Glenelg side. Yeomans just weaves out of a couple of tackles, no pressure put on that occasion. He goes to McConnell, the sweeper, gets it out wide. Backwell's made space. He kicks it on straight away inside 50. Doldig spoiled on that occasion by McClay. Curtis combines with Nelson to clear the ball out of the back half of the ground for the Double Blues. They've gone laterally towards the past players function there, the outer side of the ground. O'Keefe takes the mark, chips in short to Sheedy. Sturt's still inside defensive 50. Now McClay is going to bring it out to the grandstand side. Benny Moore does well to compete for the ball in the air. McClay then just spike tackles Benny Moore. It was almost something you'd see on the WWE on a Saturday morning, the suplex there, or the pole driver it may have been on Backwell on that occasion. No free paid for either player, and in the end he just dumped him but didn't tackle him. He needed to go back and jump on top of him to win the free kick.
He waited for the decision for the umpire as well, where he could have just helped him well, try to get the football, I'd say.
Or at least pin him, go for the free count. Exactly. But in the end, the free will now go to the Double Blue side, and it's Jardura who does, or Eckerman. In the end, it will go back to Luke Jardura, and he's won the free kick in the 25-metre penalty mark. Very well Well, sometimes you see players do that intentionally to gain time. I think he legitimately wasn't sure whether the free was meant for Eckerman or not, but in the end, the umpire said it was too slow getting it back. So Jardura, the 25-metre penalty, kicks from about 70 metres out from goal. Good kick for Feast on this occasion. Willits did enough to chop the arms and not allow Feast to get a clear runner taking that mark in the bays through Mitchell. Try and bring the ball from the defensive end of the ground. Mitchell can't take clear possession under enormous pressure, but gains about 60 metres for his side just by paddling the ball along the boundary line, and with the desired effect, he gets it over the boundary line, almost up towards the scoreboard on the centre wing. So it's slightly forward of centre for the Sturt side. They trail by 31 points. We have played 26 minutes in this first quarter at Unley Oval for Eagle Paint and Panel.
As the throw in there, tapped on there by Cranston, intercepted though by the player in
Yeomans.
It was, who did I see?
Yeomans.
It was Yeomans, that's right. Gets it across to McConnell, 55 metres out. It's a long, long, long kick for goal, and I think he's put that one through, has McConnell. Yes, he has his 29th goal of the year. Coming across from North Ballarat and the VFL and Glenelg, 7 goals, 2, 44. Sturt, 1 goal, 1, 7 for Eagle Paint and Panel. This boy McConnell can play, Damien Squire.
Yeah, look, he is a talent, and also Mitchell as well. McConnell and Mitchell have been fantastic on the halfback this quarter, and also Mouse, who's just been getting a lot of the ball out on the wing. I'm just it's a bit staggered at the moment because I know there are 3 guys that we actually did target to try and minimise their effect on the game, and at this stage they're actually proving to hurt us on the scoreboard.
Umpire back, you know, to put the ball down. It's a lovely bounce, this one. Up they go. It's funny, 2 big blokes that jump up in the air and then all of a sudden the ball goes down behind them. No one getting the tap out, but it will be taken away here by the Sturt player there, and David May brings it down now towards the centre wing, and the ball goes out of bounds. He's one of only 2 or 3 players in that Sturt lineup that have never kicked a goal in the SANFL. It's only his 11th match, by the way. And the throw in, outer side of the ground, midway between wing and half forward. Sturt going towards the city end, the northern end here at Unley Oval. Just superb conditions, probably a little bit harder for players looking into the sun than it would seem from up here in the grandstand. O'Keefe now with a chance. No, it's going to be Gibbs who got the hand pass away there, and we find it will be Ruwold into centre half forward. He's found Douglas, couldn't take the mark. Thought he would have taken that one, but he's still got enough presence there to get the ball. Got the hand pass away there to his teammate. It's going to be Kirkby who had control of it there for a little while. Also another teammate in Yeomans, but neither could really get control, and the ball's gone out of bounds. It's about 35 metres around from the Glenelg goal, and they've done plenty of attacking this quarter. 7-2, 44, Sturt 1-1-7, and here we are now at around about the 33-minute mark of the opening quarter.
Boundary throw in now, Smith again with DeLuca coming over the top. Was Cranston, did it well, got into open space. Backwell will get the shot on goal and drills it. Good footy there from the Tigers, just got the ball again out into open space. Full credit to Trevor Cranston on that occasion for doing so, and it was Brett Backwell who got on the end of a clever handball there to drill Glenelg's 8th goal, 8-2-50, Sturt 1-1-7. Good footy from the Tigers, Damien Squire.
Yeah, fantastic. They've done that before. They did it in the same position at the start of the quarter as well. It looked like a set piece. The ruckman just taps it behind. They've got a player there and a runner player coming through, which is Blackwell on that occasion. And Blues just can't actually get their hands on the footy at the moment.
There's the ball up. That's a huge bounce. That one, it even went taller than DeLuca, who's 203 centimetres. He went about 3 times as high, and weaving his way through a pack there is Ruwold. A hand pass to Yeomans from 55 metres out. A magnificent kick, and he's put it straight through the middle. This has been a sensational opening quarter by Glenelg, and Jason Evans of Sports Life fame on Life FM. You'll be smiling, Jason. Go out and cut the lawn, do something else. It is Glenelg, 9 goals, 2-56. Sorry, John. Sturt 1-1-7.
Just the composure of Ruwold there, just in the middle. I mean, he didn't release the ball. He actually held on to it. No one wanted to come and tackle him. Then all of a sudden, everything opened up before him. He found a player. All of a sudden, the ball's down and through the goals before you know it.
But they are, I think, the best starting side in the competition this year. I think prior to that, they won about 12 or 13 out of 15 first quarters, Glenelg, and similar amount of last quarter. So it's the middle 2 quarters that have been most testing for them thus far this season. But they've certainly started in the right way this game as they lead by 49 points. Late stages of the first quarter, Craig Taylor for the Double Blues sends them forward. Good mark, good contested mark taken on that occasion for the Sturt side, outer side of the ground. Is it Button? Yes, it is. Luke Button. He's going to kick it. It might lap in Cole Reevy's hands. It has. The kick just dropped short. Mules lost his footing, and Cole Reevy read the play and the drop of the ball very well on that occasion. It does make you wonder whether that wind or that breeze is a little bit stronger than we think from down here, because Button's kick didn't even get close to the tools there in Chambers and Feast on that occasion. But Cole Reevy read it well. He'll line up for goal now, about 30 metres out on a fairly sharp angle from just in front of the time clock here at Unley Oval for Eagle Paint and Panel, which reads 35 minutes long at the moment. He's kicked in the man on the mark. Well done by the skipper on that occasion, Benny Mules. He forces the turnover, and the siren sounds to end a very, very promising first quarter if you're a Glenelg supporter. Quite the opposite if you're a Sturt supporter. Sturt are 1-1-7. Glenelg are 9-2, 56, 49-point lead as Doug Oakley will run you through the goal kickers.
Good on you, John. Yes, John's going to whiz down and see what the coaches have got to say for Glenelg. They're fairly spread out. Rory.
Brody Atkinson did a bit of talking to the Sturt side prior to Brenton Phillips getting out there, and then Ben Nelson did likewise and gathered the players in. So, look, it's a really developmental phase. You can see Brenton Phillips spent a lot of time just trying to work out the positional changes needed. Mark Mickens spent a lot of time just talking about the team aspect of things, doing the right things at the right time and knowing your role within the side. So they're a very well-drilled outfit, the Tigers. And just an update on Paul Sherwood. He concussed himself when his head hit the ground. Nothing underwater in there, just fell to ground and had a heavy hit on the ground with his head and enough to concuss him.
As Brett Backwell, to my way of thinking, clearly the best man on the ground at the moment, gets the hand pass away there to Luke Panozzo. He in turn finds Justin McConnell, who I think is probably the second best player on the ground, and he's taken this mark now midway between wing and half forward. He's got beautiful disposal as he looks down here for Kirkby, knocked away from him. Players going in very, very hard. Doldig was in there. He's knocked off the ball. A hand pass came out from the player in Bowen, and we find it's going to be May down towards the wing. The mark was taken there by the Sturt player in Button. Looks a likely type too. Got the hand pass away there to Eckerman. Another hand pass to O'Keefe. Sean O'Keefe. Sturt looking good in these opening minutes. In towards centre half forward. The ball was just a little bit too high there for Craig Taylor, the Sturt player recruited from Port Magpies. And we find it is going to be a free kick here. And it will go the way of Sturt or Glenelg. It will go the way of Glenelg. And the player going back there is Panozzo. Feeds off the hand pass there to Backwell. And so Glenelg are out of trouble once again. And there's McConnell way down the other end all by himself. As David, you put hands up saying, where?
How can he have that much space?
No, it's just not right at the moment. I know Sticko's comment at quarter time was just be more accountable and know who you got. And once the Tigers go forward, you know, you've got to run forward with them.
It's Benny Mules who sends Glenelg forward now inside 50. Kirkby on a wrestle there. Can't quite get to the contest in the end. Good defensive work, you'd have to suggest, on that occasion from Rishbeth, who's been moved down onto Kirkby and did it well in those past couple of contests. Just had Kirkby worrying more about the body contest than actually where the drop zone where the ball would be. So good defensive work there from Rishbeth on that occasion. Boundary throw in. Cranston almost grabbed it out of the ruck. It bounced up in the arms of Jeff Smith. He'll have a shot on goal, but he's missed to the outer side of the ground. It goes through for a minor score to big Jeff Smith. He has kicked 2 behinds now. In fact, 2 out of Glenelg's 3 behinds. They are 9-3, 57. Sturt 1-1-7. The kick in now comes the grandstand side of the ground. It's Cole Reevy who won the ball at ground level. His handball was partly smothered by Willits, but enough on it in the end to come back to Cole Reevy via Hurley, and that's turned over now. The Glenelg pressure is enormous on this occasion, and Cranston combines with his handball was errant, looking for Willits. That one on the half-forward line there for the Glenelg side, but the boundary line has one out, and the boundary umpire, who spent an enormous amount of time just getting that do right this afternoon, will do his thing right in front of our broadcast position, Doug Oakley.
There's the throw-in now. Going in hard there was Eckerman. Eckerman wearing the helmet today. Gets around a couple of opponents. Did it well. Got it across there to Code. Sends a floater down towards half-forward, and Taylor almost took the mark. It was a fairly difficult one to take, running the same way as the ball. It was floating through the air. Cole Reevy gets the hand pass out there to Feast. That's great football across now to Hurley. Hurley kicks up towards the Burley Chambers, and the ball's going to bounce through, I think. Yes, it has.
No, free.
Or is it a free kick?
Free to Hinge holding against Chambers.
Johnny Hinge has got himself a free kick deep down in the back pocket. And the Crow-listed John Hinge has been a real good, consistent player for the Bays this year. And it can't be too long before he makes his debut in the AFL. 20 years of age. The boy recruited from Mundalla down in the, what do they call it, the Carrie-Naracoorte League, is it? It comes back down towards the wing on the half-forward line here for Sturt, intercepted by Big Smith. He's been a good player this year. Smith went with a hand pass to himself, more or less. He's lost it now. Sturt have got control. Here's a chance now. It's going to be a snapshot for goal, and he's off target. The boy there was Luke Button. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 now. And Sturt move along to it. 1 goal, 2, 8. But well behind Glenelg, 9-3-57 for Eagle Paint and Panel. Let's get another comment from Sturt's injured star, Damien Squire.
Yeah, well, just seem to be struggling a bit at the moment. The Sturt side seem to be overusing the handball far too much, and just can't be direct and kick the ball forward.
Oh, super kick in from Mitchell. Almost got to backward. Well read by Feast on that occasion to affect the spoil, but Mitchell's kicked that 65 metres, and consequently Glenelg all of a sudden will go inside 50. Ty Allen to the top of the square. Kirkby flies high, but Doldig, third man up, just came in from the side. Too many tall options and dangerous ones for the Glenelg side on that occasion, but in the end, Unley Oval's not unlike Glenelg Oval in terms of the size. It's a smallish oval, and the Tigers just 2 kicks, and they've got it inside 50, and now Doldig will line up from point-blank range, 20 metres out, directly in front, but that is efficient football at its best on that occasion as Doldig goes back, and the Millicent lad puts it through for his second, 1 in the first and 1 in the second to Matty Doldig, and the Tigers get the opening major of this quarter. They are 10-3-63. Sturt are 1-2-8. 55-point lead for Eagle Paint and Panel. Will go around the grounds with Benny Pittman.
At Woodville, it's the Eagles up by 34 points over the Roosters. At Alberton, it's Port by 18 points over Centrals. And at Noarlunga, it's Norwood by 16 points over South.
And Damien Squire, it's easy to say when the scoreboard reads as it does, but it's a clear difference in the way both sides are using the footy there. That goal just highlighted it.
Yeah, certainly. That kick out was a super kick out too. It all came out onto the centre wing, and then it just fell short of back well. All of a sudden, it gets in the hands of another Glenelg player, and then it goes forward for a goal.
There's the ball up to get play underway. It's not a real good ball up either. And the umpire will have another go at this one. I think he might throw it up this time. So Big Bowen and also Cranston to do battle once again. Down here at Unley Oval, superb conditions. There's the ball up. Up they go. Knockout there affected by Bowen. Gets it across to Taylor. He's in hard. There's going to be a free kick, though. It will go the way of Glenelg, and Backwell on the bottom of that packet is who will get the free, as it's hand passed back to him by the helmeted Eckerman. Didn't quite see what that one was for, but the umpire's a fair bit closer than me. He goes wide. We'll find David Mitchell. This prodigious kick of the ball. Look at that, just from a standing start. He's kicked it a beautiful 50 metres, although it is a mark to Sturt, admittedly, deep down there in defence. And Big Bowen.
Michael Code, I think.
Oh, Code. I think it might be too. I think it's Michael Code who's taken that one. Yes, it is the right footer. And a nice kick too as he goes out towards the outer side of the ground. And another mark taken. This is Big Bowen, though. Outer side of the ground, the children's playground, the backdrop. It's a wonderful thing to bring the kids down here and to have the playground there. They can play there. You can watch the footy. Oh, not the most effective kick. You can hear the groans from behind us as the Sturt boy there was put under enormous pressure. It was Benny Nelson.
Eckerman there. Poor Eckerman copped that, and he's suffering as well with his head, but he's also suffering with a knee in the back as well. So
70 metres out from the Tigers' goal. McConnell tried to trap that crumb. He wasn't able to do so on that occasion. Eckerman now, his kick was smothered. He goes after it again, held without possession of the ball. Umpire says play on that occasion. Unlucky Ben Eckerman, and it'll be another stalemate. No, a free kick too high. Tackled was James McClay against Trevor Cranston on that occasion. So McClay wins the resultant free kick, kicks in the middle of the ground. O'Keefe takes the mark and then plays on. Benny Ward's got him stone cold. His handball's turned over. Now McConnell will send the Tigers inside 50 and pinpoints Kirkby on that occasion. Bit unlucky, Sean O'Keefe. His instinct was to actually take the ball and break and play on. It's good to see that sort of positivity in his play, but didn't know that Benny Moore was right there behind him and scouting him, and was able to apply the tackle straight away. So the turnover lapped in the arms of McConnell. He's found Kirkby, and Rory Kirkby's shot for goal is very good. Straight through the middle. He has kicked 3 now, and Glenelg move on to 11 goals, 3. 11-3-69, Sturt 1-2-8. Difficult day for our special comments man today, but we'll keep him at it. Damien Squire.
Yeah, poor Sean O'Keefe there. He tried to back himself and play on, but he was actually caught. And what I like to see, though, is I'd like to see players actually hold the ball and not just hand it over willy-nilly to an opponent, which was next to him. But unfortunately, he did that, and it cost on the scoreboard.
Having said that, Damien, this Glenelg team, they're a stunning outfit.
They're looking fantastic. I'm really impressed with their run from the back lines. They're actually running, supporting each other, and they're just going direct into the forward line, which is just opening it all up for them.
Umpire Mackey, who probably wouldn't look out of place playing centre-half forward here in the SANFL. He's a tall man. There he bounces the ball. Well, not all that effective. Jade Sheedy hasn't had too many touches today. He's applied the tackle there on Benny Moore, and the umpire says it will be a ball up. No one able to really break their way clear, so the margin has blown out now to 61 points. The Tigers dominating as they get set to contest a final series. When was the last time they played in the finals, John?
99, Doug.
99. So it looks like the drought is well and truly over for the Bay supporters. As the ball up once again. Up they go. Free kick to be paid here to Glenelg. Free kick to Glenelg.
Smith.
Big Smith it is, the centre-half forward. Ruckman gets it across to Backwell. He goes now with the left foot, looking down here for Mitchell, who's come up from half-back. Will be taken away, though, here by the Sturt boy in Cole Reedy. Across in the direction of Taylor. Couldn't control it. Intercepted by Douglas. Douglas looks further ahead here in the direction of Kirkby. He couldn't take the mark and knocked across the line. There will be a throw-in. Kirkby and Reesmith doing battle down there. Deep in the forward pocket with Glenelg in attack. They're kicking towards the northern end goals here at the Unley Oval. 10 minutes have gone in the second quarter. 61 points the margin. It is the Bays in front. Grabbed out of that throw in there by the player in Hurley. Went with a quick hand pass. Got it across to Code and turned on to the Taylor. Taylor feeds out another hand pass now to Hurley. Once again tries to barge his way through. He can't do so. Umpire says he held the ball, and the free kick paid here to Panozzo. Doesn't waste any time, and he's found Backwell standing by himself on the edge of the 50-metre square, who in turn goes short and finds Bryce Gibbs, who has a chance now to bring up his first score of the afternoon. 45 metres out from goal. You will see if you can drill this one through John Simons.
Game number 26 for Bryce Gibbs today. He's kicked 19 goals thus far in his SANFL career, but the bulk of those, perhaps about 18 of them coming this season, as he's drifted forward on numerous occasions. A highly skilled player, very well balanced, lines up for goal. It's a pretty good looking kick. It's just missing, I think, though. It does. It weaves its way from right to left and through for a minor score on this occasion to Bryce Gibbs, and Glenelg now move on to 11-4-70. Sturt a 1-2-8, so it's a 62-point break. 11 minutes into the second quarter for Eagle Paint and Panel. The double blues through Taylor. This time he kicks it long and wide. Rishbeth standing tall and takes a good strong mark out of side of the ground for the double blues. Tries to play on now, gets the ball over to Hurley. He does likewise forward to Sheedy. Sheedy back to Rishbeth. A long forward left-handed handball there from Rishbeth on that occasion. Finds O'Keefe. He kicks it long inside 50, and Chambers does well. Takes a strong contested mark inside forward 50 against Johnny Hinge, and he will line up for goal from about 20-25 metres out, almost directly in front. He shouldn't have too much of a problem, Damien Squire. No,
it's good to see Chambo's got his hands on the ball. The crowd's just not too happy with the way Sturt are playing at the moment. But look, he's a prodigious kick, and let's just see if he can put this one through and just slowly get the Blues back in touch.
As we wait now for Chambers, a deliberate shot on goal. It's his first shot on goal in today's contest. And from the pocket there, he's a pretty good-looking kick. It's gone straight through the middle. Through for O'Manger there. The Sturt faithful cheering that one vivaciously in the background as Chambers has kicked Sturt's second. They are 2-2-14. Glenelg are 11-4-70. It's a 56-point lead, and great to see the passion of the local supporters, Damien Squire.
Yeah, look, it's a fantastic day. There's a bit of feeling out there. It's not really showing on the scoreboard, but the crowd here are actually enjoying this game. And Glenelg, look, that was a goal to the Blues, but Glenelg are looking just too good at the moment. They just look like they're in a different class.
Wonderful crowd here today as I look around. I mean, here's one team sitting second bottom. Glenelg will play in the finals most likely, and got a real good crowd here as Ackerman got round 2 or 3 opponents, did it well, got it out there to Sheedy. A little bit of spring in the step of these Sturt boys, and a free kick to be paid here to Hurley. Umpires paid the advantage. That's good stuff too. Up toward the teeth of goal. Looking down there for Feast, but Big Willits, who can't be too far away from playing for Port Power, takes a good mark. He's actually done a great job on Feast today. Kicks the ball back now towards half-back. He's found Benny Moore out of sight of the ground, running past all the Sturt pass players and doing it brilliantly too. Feeds the hand pass across to Backwell. Backwell in turn gets another hand pass away to Mitchell. Mitchell now, that's probably the only bad kick I've ever seen him do, but it's still effective as it's taken by Allen. Allen's got the ball now about 20 metres out from goal, has a snapshot from the boundary line and misses. Puts it through for a minor score. Does young Ty Allen. And Glenelg move on to 11 goals, 5-71. Leading Sturt 2-2-14 for Eagle Paint and Panel. Let's get a comment from Damien. Damien Squire.
We've just seen Michael Code. He's just everything just seems to be going wrong for the Blues at the moment. He's just overstepped the line as he was kicking into the contest, and it looks like there's going to be a ball up in the square for Glenelg.
Well, the positive thing for Sturt here is Cranston's off the ground at the moment, so he can't combine with Smith to set something up here. So let's have a look what will happen. Smith will just have to compete it one-on-one. Sturt will try and rush the point. Unable to do so on this occasion. Code gets his foot to the ball. I don't think he'll get charged with deliberate for that one. The Glenelg players pleading for it. I don't know if we could have handled that decision going then against the locals here. Would have been quite a bit of emotion with the supporters around the place. They're just a bit frustrated here at the moment. The Sturt faithful will just have to stick with their club at the moment.
Can I just say, I'm just glad we haven't got an injured Glenelg player doing special comments, because he'd be in a spot of bother up here.
As the Tigers have got the possession of the ball now, Kirk well tackled, dropped the ball in the tackle from May. Sturt have created a turnover. Bowen now, but to Sheedy by hand out wider to the running Richmond. He's doing well since move back into defence this second quarter. Kicks long inside 50. Redden gets a chance to get possession of the ball. Does to Hinge, but he's tackled high. And the free kick will go to the debutant in Tommy Redden. Back pocket for the Glenelg side. Chips it in short. Finds Backwell. Hasn't had a man near him much of the day. Has the mouse in Brett Backwell. Chips it short. Willits drops what he should have taken, but has time to take possession of the ball, compose himself, goes by hand to Benny Moore, gets himself out of trouble. The receding hairline, as was coined earlier in the day, goes to Tommy Redden. He kicks it long towards Smith. He's in a contest, well crumbed, front of the pack by Yeomans on that occasion. Clever handball to Gibbs, combines back with Brad Yeomans, kicks it inside 50, misses the leader Dolding on that occasion, and Curtis is favoured by the bounce, leads Allen to the ball, steps around him, and then does well to get the ball forward to O'Keefe. O'Keefe plays on, kicks it long now, looking for Benny Nelson. Across half forward, Nelson takes the mark, feeds off to Feast. Feast to Eckerman, promising build-up from the double Blues. It's now going inboard to Hurley. His shot will go to Chambers. He was just bumped off his shot for goal by Benny Moore. And Grant Chambers had read the play and the drop of the ball very, very well on that occasion. And the Sturt spearhead will go back now and line up for goal number 56 this season. He's currently second in the chase for the Ken Farmer medal, 10 goals behind the league leading Mark Passadorb, and Brant Chambers has kicked one only a couple of moments ago. Will now line up for his club's third goal and his side's and the first time today that they would have kicked two in a row. It will be for the double Blues. Chambers doesn't let the faithful down. Through it goes. Straight line with the Julia far centre, through for goal number 2 to Brant Chambers. The double Blues are 3 goals 2-20. Glenelg are 11-5-71. We've played 16.5 minutes here at only over in the second quarter for Eagle Paint and Panel. Before a comment from Damien Squire, let's check around the grounds with Benny Pittman.
At Woodville, it's the Eagles by 27 points. At Alberton, it's Port by 25 points. And at Noarlunga, it's Norwood by 5 points.
Damien Squire.
Yeah, just looks like the intensity has just picked up here from Sturt over the last couple of minutes. I know you're probably a little bit thirsty after that call there, John. Just went down, back and forth down the ground at a ferocious pace. But look, Sturt just seemed to clear the ball a little bit better there, coming from the back lines, and it was just great to see Chambers ended up with another one.
Okay, the ball back into play again. It's Benny Moore who's tackled a little bit too high, it would seem. And the free kick will go now to the former Glenelg captain, former Richmond player. And what a player he's been too. Feeds out the hand pass now. And we find that it is Glenelg coming down towards the half-forward line now. It's going to be taken away, though, by Michael Curtis. Once again, the motor mechanic feeds off a big long hand pass. Probably not all that effective, though. He looked for Sheedy, but he lost it. Ruwalder's got it now for Glenelg. He's going to centre the ball, and McConnell just standing there has taken the mark. And he's got the mark now about, he'll kick from right on 50 metres. And he's a very, very good kicker of the football. I don't think it's outside his range, although he is kicking into a slight breeze.
He might go to Backwell here.
He might go to Backwell too. I tell you what, there's no one near him. So waiting now for... My wife is scared of mice too, incidentally, and it looks like one or two of these Sturt boys might be too.
Maybe he hasn't showered all week or something. I don't know. It's just it's hard to believe that no one wants to stand on him, especially when someone's having a shot for goal.
There's a big, long kick by McConnell, and he's put it through for a minor score. It takes Glenelg along to 11 goals, 6-72. Leading Sturt 3 goals to 20. It is the big game here for Eagle Paint and Panel on 107.9 Live FM. Comes out now towards the half-back line there. There was Cole Reeve. He couldn't take the marker. Hand pass from Douglas. Got it across there to Gibbs as the double blue supporters continue to shout their encouragement. Mitchell's got it though for Glenelg near the centre of the ground, and he's found a teammate all by himself, and young Graham. This is Matthew Graham playing only his 5th game. He's kicked a goal this afternoon, so 5th game, 10 goals so far.
Here, no.
He could hand pass to Mitchell, and he would be a chance. But this will be interesting to see young Graham kick this distance if he can.
No, not from there, Doug. I don't think so. So he'll go to the top of the square if he can't find an option.
Waiting now as Mitchell comes, not Mitchell, it's Graham. Comes in, ran very close to the man on the mark. There's the kick. It's pretty good distance. Probably goes, no, there's a Glenelg mark. Big Smith it was who took that one. Just one grab, vice-like. And has taken that mark about 12 metres out from goal. He'll go back on a 45-degree angle. It will favour his right foot. And the big bloke now will line up for the 12th goal for the Bays this afternoon down here at Unley Oval as he makes sure that his socks are still down. I was going to say pulls them up, but he actually bent over and just made sure they were still there. They're not actually automatically going to come up. We better explain that to Jeff Smith. And he comes, kicks for goal, and he's put that one through for his first goal for the afternoon. 1 goal, 2. And Glenelg move on now to 12 goals, 6. 12 goals, 6, 78, leading Sturt, 3-2-20.
Just the support and the understanding that the Glenelg team have is just fantastic at the moment. You've got Kirk who sits out on a 50-metre arc, just being an option for the pass. But as he knew that the kick was going to the square, he ran in quickly and he just added some support to Smith to take that grab.
So 58 points now, the Tigers, as we approach the time on period. The clock ticks over the 20-minute mark in the second quarter here for Eagle Paint and Panel at Unley Oval. The Tigers have had 18 scoring shots to the Double Blues, 5 thus far in the contest. Kirk jumps up, gets it back towards Gibbs. Gibbs to Moore, over to Panozzo. The Tigers will go, forward again. And Kirkby's taken the mark on a long lead, about 80 metres out from goal. Wheels around, kicks it inside 50. Doherty will be the first of the ball. It bounces past him and also Douglas. And in the end, McClay is able to get the ball over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in in front of the time clock. In fact, McClay, it is there. And we'll see a boundary throw-in 30 metres around from the Tigers' goal. Another scoring opportunity perhaps here as Smith and Kirk look to combine in this rucking contest. It comes down towards Hurley. He'll clear the ball for the Double Blues to the outer side of the ground. Nelson and Mules affects the spoil. It's well crumbed by O'Keefe on that occasion. Good looking kick in towards this true centre half forward position. The bounce eluded Chambers. It favoured Hinge. He handled, but he had no player in support. Cole Reeve took the ball for the Double Blues, kicked the ball to Chambers, and he spilled the mark. May have been impeded by the sun on that occasion, and the ball's turned over now. Glenelg will get the ball out of the danger zone through Yeomans, and also Mitchell combines now with Gibbs. He's going to go back towards the running Yeomans. He's running hard, is Brad Yeomans, and kicks the ball again to Brett Backwell across half forward. He's going to chip in short, and David Mitchell will take the mark about 45 metres out. He often looks for Mitchell. He has on numerous occasions today. Brett Backwell and Mitchell will line up now. From the time he kicks it, he'll be about spot on the 50-metre line, kicking into a slight breeze. So this will give us a really good indication of the true power or penetration of the David Mitchell kick.
He's still a chance, John, to land it in the street.
Well, there is some talk down the track of him trying his luck out as an NFL punter down the track. He's got the right sort of credentials and qualities. So it's one to watch for. And when you see Ben Graham sign a $10 million contract, why wouldn't you consider it? As David Mitchell hasn't quite got the journey on this occasion. He just didn't quite kick through it fully on that occasion, and the ball in the end was punched through for a rush behind to the Glenelg side. 12-7, 79 they are. Sturt a 3-2, 20, 59-point lead to the Tigers. 22.5 minutes played. Doug Oakley.
There's a good kick too by Code. It's it back toward the centre of the ground. Good mark taken there by the Sturt player. Was it McClay? Got the hand pass away as Jardura took off with the ball, bounced it, but it actually it didn't come back in the way he would have liked, and so it's taken away here by the Glenelg player in Ruwald, who looks a real good player. Goes with a hand pass, gets it across there to young Retton. He couldn't break his way through in his first league game. He's fighting through it on the ground. Umpire comes in and says it will be mine, though. Right on the centre wing, out in front of the grandstand where we're sitting. And he's just having a word or two to say there to Michael Curtis and just telling him to go back there. probably telling Michael Curtis to go and stand on Brett Backwell.
You're probably right. He's been loose all day, but look, he's never shy to say a few words, is Curtis. So it's good to see. It's good to see a little bit of remonstrating the umpire.
As Bryce Gibbs it is with the ball and was tackled, but umpire says it is going to be mine once again. Perhaps if he was playing AFL, it might have gone against him, but I thought it was a pretty fair decision overall. John, are you game to say the same thing?
Yeah, no, that was a fair decision. It's just when it's not going away, it's not going away, is it? As like Luke Jardura's bounced a moment ago showed, as Weatherall takes possession of the ball from that stoppage for Sturt, kicks it towards Nelson. Good strong mark in front of Muir as the opposing captains playing on each other here as Nelson does well. A good bit of positive play to Craig Taylor. Taylor will get a shot on goal almost. It won't quite get there, and Feast just couldn't quite see the ball clearly coming in the view of the sun there. He couldn't take the mark on that occasion, and now the ball will trickle across the boundary line before Sturt could, or I think Davies up there could engineer anything with the ball on that occasion. So 25 metres around from the Double Blues goal in front of the Sturt Bowling Club there. The boundary throw-in takes place. Willits thumps it away from the Sturt goal, but it's picked up by Hurley, tries to elude a tackle, gets the ball over to O'Keefe. His snapshot for goal was partly smothered and therefore didn't get the necessary journey, and McConnell in the end is able to rush a behind through for the Sturt side. So they move on to 3-3-21. Glenelg 12-7-79. 58 points is the margin. It was 49 at quarter time. So the Double Blues side has managed to stop the rot a bit in this second quarter. That's for certain, as Mitchell kicks it out towards Moore. Moore to Gibbs. Gibbs looks inboard and finds Hinge. Benny Moore's run on again. No one's run with him, and he'll receive the ball into open space. Now he'll take probably 3 bounces on the outer side of the ground. Only has 1 and then kicks to the long lead off Backwell. I reckon he's taken 6 or 7 marks just across half forward today, Brett Backwell, and then now kicks inside 50 again, and Trevor Cranston's taken the mark, feeds it back to Backwell, and he kicks to the lead now of Doldig. He takes the mark about 40 metres out. That's wonderful football from Brett Backwell on that occasion. Wonderful, clever thinking football and a lovely kick, but it makes you wonder, Damien Squire, I shouldn't say it, why someone perhaps wasn't manned up on him.
No, I can't understand either, thanks, John. But look, he's a fantastic player, and you can't give a quality player like that enough room to move, because he just hurt you with 2 beautiful passes, and now all of a sudden Doldig's ended up having a shot on goal.
For goal number 3, the lad from Millicent, he's missed it to the near side, I think, through for a minor score to Matthew Doldig. So on the Eagle Patent panel scoreboard, let's see, it's Glenelg 12-8-80, leading the Double Blues 3-3-21. That is a 59-point margin, Doug.
There's the kick in now. Up they go. Up goes McConnell. Couldn't take the mark. McClay's there for the Sturt team. Went with the hand pass. It's on the half-forward line here for Glenelg. It's inside 50. Timmy Weatherall fed the hand pass out there. Got it across to Sheedy, who's been pretty quiet today. Gets the hand pass away, though, eventually to Eckerman. Eckerman does it well. Lovely kick. Lovely pass, and he's found the boy there in...
Davies.
That is Davies, yeah, the boy from Swan Hill. As he gets it on further there to Chambers. Chambers with an awkward-looking left foot kick toward goal, and it's out of bounds. But Sturt moving the ball quite well in that passage, and the ball is out of bounds, only about 5 metres around from their behind post. Kicking toward the southern end goal, the Julia far set of the backdrop once again, and a white car, and now a grey four-wheel drive just going past us at the back of the Unley Oval here as the throw-in to take place. The big fellas to do battle, and they are big too. It's Willits and it's Feast. It's Feast who gets the tap out, the more experienced of the two. Across to O'Keefe, who's been a good battler today. Across there to Taylor, the blonde-headed Taylor, who in turn got it over to Davies. It comes back now to O'Keefe. O'Keefe now from about 50 metres. He's kicked the ball right up in towards the teeth of... Oh, good mark.
Button.
It is Button. He hasn't had a lot of the ball, but I'd like what I've seen so far, Damien.
He is a very promising player. He's only young, and look, he offers something to the footy club at the moment. And look, every time he goes at the ball, he goes at it with a lot of confidence.
As Button now, Luke Button, the boy from Murray Bridge, to come in and line up for his second goal. He's about 10 metres out directly in front, and he has put it through. It is a goal, a much-needed one for the Double Blues. 4 goals, 3-27. Glenelg dominating the game, though. 12 goals, 8-80. And for Eagle Paint and Panel, let's get a few more comments from injured Sturt star Damien Squire.
Yeah, I just noticed that Jade Sheedy and obviously Bryce Gibbs, they haven't really had too much of an impact today, but Jade, he got the ball a couple of times coming on the half-back line, and it seemed to just steady the ship for Sturt, and just you get a couple of quality players that actually get get the football and actually use the possessions wisely, you can actually see the difference in the style of football.
OK, at the end of the match, too, I haven't told you this, you've got to pretend you're an umpire and you've got to give you 3, 2 and 1. Now, I've already got Brett Backwell down as best on ground.
Yeah, well, we could mark him already, couldn't we?
Just about. McConnell's done all right too, hasn't he, John?
Plenty of football left here, Doug. Is at the moment 53 points. Sturt only need one more goal to actually win this second quarter on the scoreboard. So a lot of footy still to be played for Eagle Paint and Panel here at Unley Oval today. And the Double Blues are going forward again. Davies working hard across half forward, gets the ball onto Sheedy. Sheedy to Chambers, and Brad Chambers has taken the mark in front of Johnny Hinge. 40 metres out, directly in front of goal. Momentum is a funny thing in football. If you can find it, you can score very, very quickly these days. And Brant Chambers will line up for goal number 3 today. He's kicked 54 prior to today and 2 thus far, both in this second quarter for the Double Blues side. And should he put it through the big sticks, the Double Blues will have won this quarter on the scoreboard, which is a good effort after a disappointing opening quarter. Chambers now, good-looking kick. He's a good shot for goal. Straight through a goal, so 3 to Chambers on the sign to support the 2 from Luke Button for the Sturt side. And at half-time, Sturt move on to 5 goals, 3, 33. Trailing the Glenelg side, who are on 4 goals, 80. It's a 47-point margin at half-time. It was 49 points at quarter time. And as we mentioned, Brant Chambers with 3 for the Sturt side and Luke Button with 2, whilst for the Glenelg side, singles 2, Yeomans, Graham, Douglas, McConnell, Ruwalt, Smith and Backwell, and 2.
Just an exceptional footballer at this level of football, but there's been others too, but it's very much an overall team thing. Big Cranston, I don't think you can underrate his performance. He really has lifted as a ruckman. I mean, I think he led the first ruck for the VFL before he came over here, but then he had that finger injury, and we haven't seen the best of Trevor Cranston, but we are seeing it now.
No, look, Glenelg look fantastic. I mean, they look like they've got a very formidable outfit too. They've got a good brigade of their on-ballers, their runners, but also their tools. They can, down the spine, they look fantastic, and in their forwards, they look a pretty formidable team this year.
And the move of David Mitchell to sort of a running player across half back as opposed to playing him up forward, I think it's just made him a footballer, just a wonderful player this year. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it's a luxury which Glenelg have got at the moment, where they can play those sort of players back on the half back and generate a bit of run. But like we've seen in previous years, he is a forward and he is a good kick on goal. So, to have a player who can spot kicks up on a half back's fantastic for them.
Ken, we're going to let you get back to enjoy the rest of the game. Good to catch you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All
Ken,
the best.
If I didn't explain it again, Ken paid for the rights to sit up here. We think it's crazy, but anyway, some people will do anything for their club, won't they?
Good luck to them.
Thank you.
Good on you, Ken. Thank you. And also to Ken's wife, too, as the ball is back in the centre of the ground, and there will be another ball up to get this third quarter underway. We've just got it going now by about 30 seconds. Glenelg 12-8-80, leading Sturt 5-3-33. As John makes his way back into the broadcast box. Any feeling down in the club rooms at half-time, Damien?
Yeah, certainly was. I mean, the boys weren't happy with their first half performance, and I know they're stressing, and Sticko's stressing to them quite heavily. Let's kick the ball long. Let's give our forwards the opportunity that they deserve, like Feast and Chamber. So we'll just see how they take that into this half.
Eddie Mills takes the mark across half-back here. He's the Glenelg captain. Gets it down towards half-forward. This boy's impressed me. Rory Kirkby, he's got some great skills. Looks down there for McConnell. May have got the sun in his eyes. Couldn't take the mark. It's on the ground. Richard Douglas is on the ground too. And the umpire comes in and says, it is going to be mine. It's inside 50 here with the Bays in attack. Going towards the southern end goal down here at Unley Oval. Just superb conditions. The shadows admittedly are getting bigger at the moment as the sun sort of makes its way down into the western sky. The ball is on the ground. It's Michael Curtis down there trying to get it out, or was it Tom Hurley? There's a tackle applied there by Jardura, but taken away there by Douglas. Not a real effective one. It might have been. Yes, it was Douglas. Went with the left footer. Little Timmy Weatherall got the hand pass eventually out there, and we find it's Curtis bringing the ball out towards the wing, and he's found a teammate outer side of the ground in Jardura.
Jardura now goes back. He's going to kick it out down the outer centre wing, looking for May. Going back with the flight of the ball and doing well, actually, to affect the spoil on that occasion was Rory Kirkby for the Glenelg side. Managed to get the fist of the ball and get it across the boundary line. So a boundary throw in on the outer centre wing in front of the Eagle Paint and Panel scoreboard, which has had No change to the half-time score on it, 5-3-33. Sturt 12-8-80. Glenelg. DeLuca wins that one convincingly, but down towards Ty Allen was favoured by the ruck tap out. Cranston, wonderful second effort there to dive in and make sure that Sturt didn't get the ball away from that stoppage on that occasion. And Cranston will now get to his feet and compete in the ruck contest again against the taller DeLuca. Cranston jumps over the top. It comes down towards a cluster of players in the end. That ball's going nowhere. Sorry, Squiz?
I think that's Eckerman down there. He's actually got the job again on Backwell. Sticko's just going to stick with him and try to nullify Backwell's game that he's had so far.
So the Double Blues just needing to grind out this quarter, just perhaps narrowly win it on the scoreboard and give themselves an opportunity coming home with that slight breeze to surprise the Tigers now as they go forward. Glenelg through Ruwald. Handball over to McConnell. He's going to run inside 50 and get a shot on goal. Would hurt Sturt, and thankfully for the Double Blues supporters, he has missed that one. It might have just broken the shackles a little bit for the Glenelg side, but through for a minor score, the opening score of this second half to Justin McConnell. 1 goal, 2 he has kicked today, and Glenelg 12-9-81. Leading Sturt 5-3-33. The players on the outer side of the ground. McConnell involved again, gets a tackle away as he was well tackled on that occasion. Sheedy picking up the ball, kicks it goalward bound towards Sturt, towards the half-forward line. Nelson caught behind Benny Mules. The opposing skippers playing on one another across the half-forward line for the Sturt side, and Nelson punches it over the boundary line. So we will see a repeat dosage of that boundary throw in from a couple of moments ago on the outer side of the ground. 3.5 minutes played in the premiership quarter. Glenelg have added 1 behind. Sturt nothing in this third quarter, and the Bays lead it by 48 points.
DeLuca with the hand pass, or the tap out at least. The hand pass went from Sheedy, got it across there to Hurley. No, not Hurley, but anyway towards centre half forward we find that is Sturt. They've got a little bit of momentum, almost momentum going anyway, but no, it's all wrapped up and the umpire says it will be mine. 55 metres out from the Sturt goal. 5 minutes have gone in the third quarter, and just the 1 behind added so far, and that was kicked by the Bays. 81 plays 33. It is Glenelg in front. DeLuca this time with the tap out across to his captain and Benny Nelson. Tries to barge his way through, can't do so. And I wonder if his dad is watching the game in the past players' tent over there. He may well be. Damien.
Just a little one on Tom Hurley. He was sat on the bench for the first quarter, but he's just added something for Sturt on the in around the packs, and he's just been getting to feed it out quite nicely. So here he is again. But no, Nelson on the way now. John.
Nelson to Eckerman. He's going to run inside 50. Couldn't get his kick away before Allen tackled him. Douglas tried to get the kick away well, smothered by May on that occasion. Comes back to Douglas. Feeds a handball of sorts out to Allen. He was well pressured by DeLuca on that occasion. Gibbs, in the end, is going to tumble one out of defence for the Glenelg side. Graham and Jarjura. Jarjura won that contest convincingly on that occasion. Runs away from Graham now and spears the pass in towards DeLuca. He's going to handball out on the outside there and allow Sheedy to get the ball towards Cole Reeve. He kicks it in. Boy, the lead of Chambers was well cut off on that occasion by Luke Pinozzo. Read the play very well, and it opens up all of a sudden for the Tigers. Grandstand centre wing, those 2 elusive players, McConnell and Backwell, share the ball, and Backwell kicks, spears a pass him to Graham and takes the mark, runs on with momentum and misses through for a minor score on that occasion. Matthew Graham, no, it won't be Doug, as Glenelg at 12-10-82, Sturt at 5-3-33. It's taken 6 minutes though, Damien Squires. It's the first time the plays open up for Glenelg, so it's a good sign for the Sturt side that they've come out committed to the task and just playing that one-on-one accountable football now.
That's what they're trying to do. I mean, that's where they've let themselves down in the first half, and look, they really need to do more of that to stem the tide and maybe change the momentum back in Sturt's favour.
Free kick here to Bryce Gibbs. He was grabbed a little bit high, and so midway between wing and half 40 goes inside 50. It's a big high kick. Doldig, good mark here, taken by the Sturt boy down there.
May.
And it's May. David May now. Showing some good stuff down there, deep in defence. Looks out here for Hurley. He takes on Ruwald, very close to the boundary line, and there will be a throw-in right in front of the pass players' tent, which is located on the southeastern half-forward flank, so on the outer side of the ground at the southern end. And the big fellas to do battle again. It's about 60-70 metres around from the Glenelg goal. There's the throw-in. Up they go. It's Cranston who gets a two-handed tap out. Got it across there to his teammate in Douglas. Swings it back now in the direction of Graham. Graham, who looks a fairly complete footballer, has taken the mark. He's been relatively quiet, I suppose, today, but he still looks okay when he gets it. In towards centre half forward he goes. It comes off hands there. Taken away by Timmy Weatherald. A long hand pass to Jarjuri. His hand pass was, well, he got rid of it so quickly and hand passed it so powerfully that it was ineffective in the end. And Ruwalt it was who charged his way through, but he was under a bit of pressure and his kick was a poor one. Taken away by Curtis. Curtis goes down towards the outer wing. The boy out there is Nelson, the captain. He in turn gets it across to Cole Reevy. Ben Cole Reevy, the boy recruited from Freo. Oh, there'll be a free kick paid into Grant Chambers. And Chambers has got the free kick now about 40 metres out from goal. He'll kick from 45. And the ball is just being thrown back to him by John Hinge. And it's one of the few times I've seen the opposition throw the ball back to a player who's having a shot for goal. Nice to see it, though.
Very nice, wasn't it?
It was. You don't see it these days, and I think a little bit of the sportsmanship needs to come back into the game. What do you think, Damien Squire?
Oh.
What do you think he's going to say?
No. I would have run away completely from that and given myself a little bit of a rest, I think.
Isn't it rare, though, that I should even mention that? Because you never ever see John.
Actually, he wouldn't have. If it, depending on the situation, if it was late in the game and they were a kick or so down, I reckon he would have got it back quick smart.
Yes, he... In comes the player there in Chambers. There's his long kick for goal, and he's off target with that one. He's kicked 3 goals, 1 now this afternoon, the Sturt sharpshooter. And they move along to 5 goals, 4-34, but well behind Glenelg, 12-10-82. And for Eagle Paint and Paddle, John Simons.
Cole Reevy has, sorry, Squizzy, go.
No, I was just saying, Glenelg, they just forming the huddle at the moment here, John. It's just something that they've done recent weeks, is it?
No, haven't seen a lot of this from the Tigers. So something different here as Mitchell, in the end, won't have to do the kicking out because of that huddle. It's created a free kick for the Glenelg side. Some holding onto skipper Benny Mules there. So he takes the resultant free kick. It'll have to go... No, I was going to say have to go to the centre square, but there was a 50-metre penalty paid in the midst of all of that. Not sure what for. May have been set to do with some mouthing off or something in between, but all of a sudden, from a point kick out...
250 metres.
The Glenelg side have been advantaged now with David Mitchell kicking the ball from... There was no one on the mark. He was almost going to play on. And he could just about lay a torp here.
Yeah,
and get the go on. Go the barrel. Go the barrel.
Come on, go for it.
It's a drop punt. He's gone long, strong, and straight. That is an amazing result. It's through. David Mitchell from the point kick out has kicked the goal himself. Now, I've never seen that.
No, that's a rarity. That is a rarity. I've never seen that either, mate.
Well, as much as the game is potentially over as a contest on the scoreboard, may not be, but Doug, that's something very rare. David Mitchell, for those not here at the ground, was about to do the point kick out. He got a 50-metre penalty or a free to pay to Ben Mules. Still the ball stayed with Mitchell. He got another 50-metre penalty, and from 60 metres out inside the centre square at Unley, he has kicked a goal. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, the only thing that disappointed me was that he should have done the screwy. But it was still a magnificent kick. Fantastic. Let's check the scoreboard. Glenelg 13-10, 88. Leading Sturt 5-4, 34. And for Eagle Paint and Paddle, there will be another bounce up right near the centre of the ground. It would seem pretty obviously that Glenelg are going to win this clash, but when you see things that happen like that, they give you something to talk about, and a wonderful goal too to David Mitchell, as he's probably the worst player from a Sturt perspective to have a shot for goal because he's such a good kick.
Well, Sturt just got to be careful now they don't lose their application they've come out with in the second half, because that could be very deflating potentially, a scenario such as that one that unfolded, Doug.
As Cranston goes in towards centre half forward, got a couple of players there. It was Kirkby who went up. The ball's taken off the pack. It was. It might have been
Douglas.
Douglas. It was a kick off the ground here, and it's a goal. Big Dolding has kicked that one. Big Matty Dolding has kicked his third goal for the afternoon, so the flow is going with Glenelg, 14-10, 94. Leading Sturt, 5-4, 34. And Damien Squire will give you a spell just at the moment, because I know it's hard for you, but Benny Pittman's got some scores.
At Woodville, it's the Eagles up by 42 points over the Roosters. At Alberton, it's Port by 47 points over Central District. At Noarlunga, it's Norwood 21 points up over South. And in the AFL, Sydney up by 26 and West Coast up by 18.
Okay, there's the situation. So I would say almost some minor surprises around town at the moment, but you can never tell, and that's the beauty of this great game of ours. The ball up to get play underway. Glenelg certainly dominating this game as they go forward once again, but will be taken away by Eckermann. Went with the hand pass, got it across to Code. This is Michael Code. He's normally a lovely kicker, the football.
Oh, great
normally, but he kicked actually right into the man in Ruwald. Code was in there once again fighting for it. Great fighting effort. Got it across there to Eckermann. He couldn't burst his way clear, and the umpire says it will be a ball up once again.
Great pressure by the Glenelg forwards there just to hold the ball in the area. It's good to see, and it's a good part of our game, I believe.
As you see, McConnell just drifts forward to the goal square now. Timmy Weatherall's gone with him. Smith in the ruck contest taps it towards his goal, but Sturt have the numbers there. Jarjura combining with Eckermann, tries to run out of the forward 50. He's going to get tackled, turn the ball over, holding the ball. Richard Douglas picks the ball up, has the shot on goal. The umpire's paid the advantage. Will he bring it back? No. He says you had the opportunity to kick the goal, son, and you fluffed it. You missed it on that occasion. So it's a minor score to Richard Douglas. The Tigers 14-11, 95. Sturt 5-4, 34, 61 points the margin. The Double Blues, as is the norm, bring it straight back in these days. Nelson on the outer side of the ground stands strong in the tackle and gets the handball onto Rishbeth. It's released. Timmy Weatherall with the ball now. Weatherall kicks long, but Benny Mules chips in. The pass was intended for big Jake Bowen on that occasion, but Mules read it well. He goes to Benny Moore. Moore to Ty Allen. He stepped into some space on the outer half-forward flank. Kicks it long and high inside 50. Flies enormously high. Couldn't quite take the mark in the end. Backwell unable to successfully get an effective possession from the Crumb, and the Double Blues through O'Keefe clear the ball from defensive 50. Now Bowen is jumped upon by 3 Tigers, affecting the spoil on that occasion. The ball spills out to Lee Davies now, kicks it inside 50. Chambers and Feast are there. Feast got his hand to the ball, didn't take the mark. It's now picked up by Cole Reevy. He's in a sprint with Ryan Willis to get a shot on goal, and Willis did enough for Cole Reevy to miss. He just tried to dribble it through for a major, but he missed. Through for a minor score. Good pressure from Ryan Willits on that occasion. Wonderful leap a moment ago from Mark Ruwald, and the Double Blues are 5-5-35. Glenelg 14-11-95, and David Mitchell, a rare error with the kick in, Doug, puts it out of bounds on the full without being touched. Sheedy kicks it back inboard, and Chambers will line up from goal from 40 metres out.
I mean, no, it sounds terrible, but you'd have to say that's a highlight, Mitchell's kick. I mean, he's done one bad kick in his career over here. Phenomenal. As Chambers now to line up for goal, 35 metres out. He's on about a 45-degree angle, favouring his right foot. I've got a great shot of this one too as we sit up here in our vantage point in the northern of the two stands at Unley Oval. It's a lovely oval this. It really is good to call footy from here. As Brant Chambers comes in, there's the kick. It's a big high kick. I think he's brought it round. Not quite enough. No, it just drifted away at the last minute. So 3 goals, 2 to Brant Chambers. Sturt 5-6-36. But Trading Glenelg 14-11-95. And for Eagle Paint and Panel, here we are at the 15-minute mark of the quarter. From a Sturt perspective, Damien Squire, what do they need to do now?
I just think they need to regroup and actually put a little bit more physical pressure on Glenelg. I mean, the last 2 weeks we've been blown out of the water in a couple of occasions, so we really can't let this game go in the same direction. So we really must try to stem the tide and actually get in and win the close ball and start to take control of the game.
Strong tackle from Benny Mules on that occasion on Jade Sheedy. Creates a stoppage still across half forward for the Sturt side. Feast and Willits will go do the rucking duties. Feast does well, gets the front position, wins the tap down, but taps it down to the opposing ruckman in the end in Cranston, and Panozzo links up with a handball to Benny Moore. Clever handball from Moore, releases Willits into a bit of open space, kicks it long towards half forward Graham, and also Code. Code does well on that occasion. Takes a good mark going back with the flight of the ball against Jeff Smith, in actual fact. It was, so some stiff opposition on that occasion. Good mark from Code, kicks it inboard, and Hurley doesn't take perhaps what he should have on that occasion. Mitchell taps the ball to the advantage of Douglas. Douglas paddles the ball to his own advantage and then goes by hand to Dodig, to Mitchell. Mitchell to Mules. Mules is going to go laterally and just square it up to Panozzo. Got numbers on this grandstand side of the ground now has Glenelg. Panozzo uses Yeomans. Yeomans kicks it long, looking for the leader. Kirkby led to the ball on that occasion by Rishbeth, and he does enough to get the ball across the boundary line for a boundary throw in defensively for the Sturt side. 50 metres out from the Glenelg goal. He's a likely type, is young Tom Rishbeth. Just beat Kirkby for pace then to the ball on that occasion. Done a good job since being moved back into defence at quarter time as Smith thumps the ball 20 metres forward for the Glenelg side. Gets it about 15 yards out from their goal. Backwell can't quite keep the ball in, neither can Sheedy. And we'll see a boundary throw in adjacent to the behind post. Glenelg kicking to the southern end of Unley Oval in this third quarter. They are 14-11-95. Sturt a 5-6-36, 17 minutes play. The boundary throw in. Smith tries to tap it down. A kick of sorts comes from Benny Moore towards the top of the square. Picked up for Sturt now by Weatherald. He goes by hand to Rishbeth. Rishbeth puts it into space, trying to accommodate Nelson. He's got to try and match the pace of Douglas. He does so and manages to get the ball across the boundary line for a boundary throw, and it's about 95 metres from the Tigers' goal. Doug Oakley.
Waiting for the throw-in now. The big fellas to do battle once again near the tent, which is occupied by all the past players. They've got their hands up, shielding their faces and their eyes from the sun as they look across toward the western sky. There's the throw-in now. Will be taken by Sturt. It was a hand pass that came out there. Might have been from Weatherald. Umpire says it's going to be mine once again because another little stoppage. No one able to really burst their way clear after that Weatherald hand pass. So the margin here is 59 points in favour of Glenelg. The big game at Unley Oval for Eagle Paint and Panel came out there to the player in Yeomans, but intercepted by Jardura. Goes with a short kick, and he's found his teammate too, and Timmy Weatherall. Just taking his time, and he comes now, kicks the ball long and deep. His target down here is Bowen. Up he goes. Willits affected the spoil, did it well, but Sturt have got it. Here's a chance now as a hand pass there from Chambers. He gets it across to Button, who kicks a goal. Third goal for Luke Button, and very unselfish play too by Chambers. And Sturt have kicked their sixth goal for the afternoon. Still a mile behind Glenelg, 14-11-95. Leading Sturt 6-6-42. And some good football and just a nice finish there. Young Button, 3 goals. That's a positive thing for the Double Blues. Damien Squire.
Fantastic for Button, but it also started with Feast coming on for ruck and release Bowen into the forward lines. And the ball got delivered into the forward lines quickly, which we haven't seen all day. And we actually had a forward actually get front and centre of Tom Hurley. And Tom Hurley used the hands beautifully to give it to Cole Reevy. Then it got on to Button for the goal. So just a bit of an open passage of play, which we haven't seen at all today from Sturt.
So 2 new ruckmen into the centre contest. Feast for Sturt and Kirk now replaces Cranston for the Glenelg side. Kirk jumps early. Feast read it better, but Kirk got the ball at ground level, handball towards Backwell. Eckerman did well to affect the spoiler there and then take possession of the ball. O'Keefe goes to O'Keefe. Backwell down in the back, limping behind play. Sturt go forward though. Davies takes possession of the ball across half forward. Good smother from Willits on that occasion. Ruwald, like a dog at a bone, runs and picks up the crumbs on that occasion, kicks it towards half forward. Backwell's recovered, limping a bit.
Nothing
but
wrong
the ball
with him
goes
now,
over the boundary line. Not when there's space and the ball in front of you. You soon find your legs again. Don't worry about that as the boundary line wins out, and we'll see it thrown in 90 metres around from the Tigers' goal. Sturt kicked the most recent goal in this game. They trail now by 53 points as the tap comes down towards Hurley, breaks away from a stoppage, kicks it long towards Davies and Willits. Willits has got a hold of the ball. He links up with Redden, and Redden kicks it towards Damien Squire. Can he just can't quite get his hands to that one as Doug Oakley affects the spoil, and we'll see the resultant free kick now.
Over Squire. I wish.
As Tommy Hurley, looking a little bit like a character from, what was it? I'll remember it in a minute. John Hinge. As Sean Gold's going to come in from McClay. It might dribble through. It has. James McClay pops it through for a major, and that's one against the Sturt Football Club, a very important one, and they've managed to get the scoreboard back to the half-time margin now. They are 7-6. 48 Sturt, Glenelg 14-11-95, 47-point margin at the moment. Damien Squire, can Sturt tighten it up further?
I hope so. I just like the look of Feast in the middle here, and also young Tom Hurley. He's starting to get his hands on the ball, and Feast's knowledge to where to place the ball for Tom is really helping the side out. Obviously, Sheeds hasn't had much of it, but hopefully he can start to rack up a few more possessions.
Yeoman standing right beside Sheedy there too, as there's the ball up. Getting the ball though from across the half-back line. It was David May in towards centre half forward for Sturt. The Double Blues another chance. A hand pass there from Taylor. A hand pass from Feast out to Davies. Davies providing a contest, has lost it this time though. And Big Kirk, the boy recruited from Tassie, has got it for Glenelg. Goes out towards half forward. spectacular one-handed mark's been taken by Kirkby.
It's been really good today, Kirkby.
Oh, he looks classy, doesn't he? Goes with the left foot kick on this occasion. The boys have got the sun in the eyes, but still taking a good mark there. And that required a lot of concentration. It was McConnell for Glenelg. He's got the mark 45 metres out. He certainly is within kicking distance. He's a beautiful kick of the football. Don't think he's quite as long as Mitchell, but just a lovely kick. Socks down, long sleeve jumper on. It lacks a bit of logic, but he's going back. I mean, you'd have your socks up to keep your legs warm, surely. And he comes. Kicks for goal. It's a nice looking kick off the boot. Just missed that one. And he's put it through for a minor score. So number 33 for the Bays. 1 goal 2 this afternoon. And Glenelg 14-12, 96. Lead Sturt 7-6, 48. Here we are at the 22-minute mark of the third quarter. For Eagle Paint and Panel, the kick in from Michael Cody's a beautiful kick. Looks down there for McClay. Comes off hands. Yep. Good football by Hurley. Gets it across there to Sheedy. Racing through the centre. They're inside 50. Down here in the direction of Chambers. It bounces out of his hands, although he was under enormous pressure. Now it's taken by Cole Reevy. He dribbles right along the ground.
It's going to get there.
Not quite. Oh, it was so close. It was a wonderful effort and a great effort there by the Glenelg defender in Panozzo.
And Mitchell's put it out in the full again here.
And Mitchell's put it out. I tell you what, he was picking out a kid, I think, in the playground because he's landed it out over there. That is phenomenal, though. I mean, no matter whether you're David Mitchell, arguably the best kick in the comp or not, to land the ball out when you're kicking out, you hardly ever see it, and he's done it twice.
He's probably still got the fortunes of the goal that he kicked from the other kick out, so maybe he's still thinking about that one.
Maybe he's having a shot again from the goal square.
You're being silly, John.
Right. Yes, I am. Where is Tom Hurley looking, as I was trying to say before, very Vinnie Barbarino-like from Welcome Back Cotter, as Rispeth sticks it inside 50 now for the double blues, and Button has taken the mark. No, he hasn't yet. Some holding on to the ball against Chambers. It'll go to John Hinge. That is stiff for the Sturt side. It was a good, strong, contested mark from Button on that occasion, but Hinge takes the resultant free kick and he kicks it to Kirk. Kirk goes by hand. Now to Mitchell. Mitchell kicks it to the outer centre wing there, looking there for Graham in a contest with Jardura for the second time this quarter. Jardura has the better of that individual battle and kicks it down towards Craig Taylor. Takes the mark opposed to Benny Mules. Does he know? Paid with a man in front to the Glenelg skipper in Mules on that occasion. The crowd didn't like the decision, nor did Luke Button out there, but Benny Mules has won the footy and will take the free kick. He's going to almost looks in short for Hinge. He's looking at Ty on the opposite side of the ground. He can't kick the ball 85 metres though to get it there to Ty, and instead goes to Matty Graham. Graham kicks it towards the outer centre wing. Backwell waiting for the crumb. The ball, the crumb doesn't come though. It never appears as it's tucked underneath the pack there of Eckerman and also Kirkby on that occasion. So directly in front of the Eagle Paint and Panel scoreboard, we will have a bounce down which reads Sturt 7-7, 49, Glenelg 14-12, 96. We've played 24 minutes in the premiership stanza and Feast wins it down. It's taken though by for Glenelg by it may have been Backwell on that occasion. Jardura bounds away now from the stoppage, has a bounce, or thinks about a second from the 50-metre line. Kicks it long, Chambers and Hinge. Chambers taps it back cleverly. That'll be a goal for Sturt. And I'll tell you what, boys, I'm marking that down as an assist to Brad Chambers because I think that was done intentionally by Chambers. He didn't spill the mark. He knew he had Crummers waiting in the goal square and tapped the ball back intelligently for my money. Important goal to Craig Taylor, and the Blues get it back to a 41-point margin. Damien Squire.
No, that was brilliant by Chambers. You know, it's a rarity for him to use his brain like that, but look, he did it superbly. He actually got the Glenelg opponent to come and drift across, which freed up a Sturt player right in front of him. Used his nous and just kept it forward for the Sturt player to finish the goal.
There's somebody in the background who's got an incredibly loud voice. There he is in there. It's Jade Sheedy trying to get foot to ball, couldn't do so. Bryce Gibbs found the ball pretty hot too. It was Allen who eventually got it out there to his captain in Mules down towards half forward. The boy there in Ruwald tried to take the mark, couldn't do so, but it butted up nicely, recovered nicely over to Panozzo. Panozzo in short, and he's found his teammate too across half forward in Big Kirk.
Very good vision by Panozzo then to spot out the ruckman just drifting into the 50. His short 15-20 metre kick, and now Kirk has a shot on goal.
Kirk now just waiting for him to pull up his socks. I was just thinking about it. Who was the character you say Hurley looks like?
Is it Vinnie Barbarino?
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think which one looks like Arnold Horshack. But big Daniel Kirk doesn't.
Probably Ben Eckerman with the helmet on.
Yeah, with the helmet on, that'll do. As in comes Kirk. That is a nice-looking kick. He's kicked that one from about 51 metres, and he's got the distance. No worries at all. A bit of momentum was going Sturt's way there, but Glenelg have arrested that. 15 goals, 12 now, 102. Leading the Double Blues, 8-7-55 for Eagle Paint and Paddle. 26 minutes gone in the third quarter. But since quarter time, it hasn't been a bad contest, Damien. There's been a few mistakes made, but OK, let's wipe out the 9 goals by Glenelg in the first quarter. And there are some things to say, well, it's been OK.
Yeah, oh, look, it's still tough. I mean, we're still close to 8 goals, 7 goals down. So I think changing this quarter has just definitely been Feast coming into the centre.
As Kirk jumps high over Feast on that occasion, umpire says play on. Kirk then applies the tackle onto Eckerman, and we'll see a restart in play, still inside the outer centre circle in the inner centre square on this occasion. 47 points. The margin to the Glenelg side, which was our half-time margin as well. It's taken now by Gibbs, can't quite get an effective kick away. Ty Allen does well, breaks a Ben Nelson tackle, which isn't easy to do. Has 2 bounces, runs inside 50 and kicks the goal of the match. Ty Allen, wonderful effort. That is an outstanding piece of individual play, and it's an inspirational goal. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back for the Sturt side, as we see a wonderful goal there from Ty Allen. Glenelg 16-12, 108, and Sturt 8-7-55. And Damien Squire, you'd know all too well from training, to break a Ben Nelson tackle wouldn't be that easy, I wouldn't have thought.
No, he's a very strong man, but Ty Allen put himself in a position where he actually drifted Ben Nelson into the contest and created space outside of that, and Glenelg just didn't lay the tackle, and Ty Allen was just definitely was be able to run the 20 metres to kick the goal.
Joel, I wonder whether Ty Allen is close to the most improved player down on the Glenelg list at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. He's had a wonderful second half to the season, that's for sure, and he's an important in and under player for the club, and great to see him getting to play some consistent league footy on the ground.
Big Kirk it was in there using his weight, got it out to Douglas, who in turn got it across to Bryce Gibbs, 2 of the youngsters, down towards well, midway between full forward and centre half forward, but the mark's taken here by big James McClay. It's a thumping kick down towards the wing. Looks there for his captain and Benny Nelson, and he is involved in a wrestling match out there. And the ball's been knocked away, and it's gone across the line and out of bounds. So it's perhaps just on the attacking side of centre from a Glenelg perspective, but pretty much on the true centre wing, outer side of the ground, near the scoreboard. It's the Tigers 16-12, 108, Sturt 8-7-55. As Big Simon Feast trying to put his fist to the ball. No one able to really burst their way clear. And there's a free kick here to Glenelg. Not much doubt about that. And Cranston gets the free kick. Gets it out here to Brett Backwell, the best man on the ground in the first half. In towards centre half forward. His kick landed just a little bit short for his teammate. A hand pass comes out though to Benny Moore. Benny Moore with the sun sort of reflecting off his forehead. Kicks the ball. Got a little short kick in there. 45 metres out. And it's going to be another ball up. No one able to burst their way clear. So the margin back here is 53 points. We've got Glenelg in front for Eagle Paint and Paddle and John Simons.
Bounce down now, Kirk and Feast. Cranston tries to get over the top. He couldn't do so, and in the end he wins the ball at ground level. Now a handball to Gibbs, releases in for a shot on goal. Bryce Gibbs doesn't miss too many from 35 metres directly in front, and he hasn't missed this one on this occasion. Well done from Cranston as well, who got the assist over to Bryce Gibbs. 1 goal 1 is Bryce Gibbs's personal tally today, and the Tigers have kicked their 17th. 17-12, 114. Sturt 8-7-55. That is a 59-point margin at the 25. Now the 30-minute mark of the third quarter. Damien Squire.
Yeah, I found it hard to believe that Bryce Gibbs was left alone there just inside the 50. Didn't take much for the ball to get to him, as he's a bit of a magnet, and he finished off very smartly. He
becomes now the 13th goal kicker for Glenelg today out of their 17th goal. There's McConnell going for it, but his third opponent in Wetherall fell on top of him, and there will be a free kick going the way of McConnell. Not much doubt about that one, I don't think. So right near the centre of the ground on the centre wicket area. We've just seen some wonderful cricketers down here over the years too, as we mentioned earlier. As McConnell will drop the ball in short and finds his teammate there in Bryce Gibbs. Gibbs now feeds off the hand pass to David Mitchell in the centre of the ground. Look at that kick, from almost a standing start. Beautiful kick to the player on the lead in Kirkby. He looks pretty good, Kirkby, the left footer. He's kicked 3 goals today. And he looks down here for McConnell. He couldn't take the mark. He's got the free kick, though. Interfered with as he went for that mark. And so
he works hard, doesn't he?
He did. He worked really hard there. From the half-back line, he's moved all the way down on the other side of the oval, on the fat side, as we call it, and the ball's just kicked in beautifully to him.
182 centimetres, 81 kilos, so he's a good sort of a build, isn't he? And just lovely skills. Standing out with being the only player, I think, today wearing a long-sleeve jumper.
Do anything for votes these days.
And he deserves them too. He'll even kick goals for votes, and he's done that. And he's put it through for his second goal. 2 goals, 2 to Justin McConnell. I've got him in the top 3 on the ground at this stage. Glenelg, 18-12, 120. Leading Sturt, 8-7-55 for Eagle Paint and Panel. Damien, was it long sleeve Guernsey that you... 2 McGarrys? Or was it... Did you ever play in the long sleeve?
Never played in the long sleeve. Never played. I think there might have been a couple of days early in the North Adelaide years where I donned the long sleeve, but not at Sturt. I predominantly loved the lace-up Guernsey when I came here, and we switched over to the Guernseys they've got now, but no, never in favour of the long sleeve.
And of course the 6-packs taken into the umpires' rooms after the game didn't go astray as well, as Benny Moore now gets the handball out towards Benny Mules. That's a bit rough. He's a wonderful player, Damien Squire, don't worry about that. As Brett Backwell kicks the ball now short and finds Douglas. He's got an option short inside 50. It's Ryan Willits who's pushed up hard from centre half back, and he's taken the mark. Well, it's a 45 metres out on a very, very sharp angle. It'd be a very tough kick indeed for Ryan Willits. He's on the cusp of making his AFL debut with the Port Adelaide Power. Interesting to see he's only one of only 3 players, I think, thus far on their regular list that hasn't got a game thus far this season, but he isn't far away. Ryan Willits is not a bad-looking kick.
Like that.
Thank you, Mother, for the Rabbits with that one. Ryan Willits. Got Ty Allen almost had the goal of the day for about 4 or 5 minutes, and Ryan Willits comes in and kicks a stunning effort from the boundary line to become the Glenelg's 14th goal kicker today. And the Tigers all of a sudden have blown the margin out. Now it was 47 points at half-time. It's skittled out to 71 points, 19-12, 126, Sturt 8-7-55. And this Glenelg side does have that ability, Damien Squire, to kick a massive goals in a quick, short amount of space of time.
Like they've just showed. I mean, Sturt actually looked like they're in the hunt and gaining a little bit of momentum there, but Glenelg have actually kicked 4 quick ones. Look, I like the look of the outfit of Glenelg. I mean, I watched them earlier in the year at Adelaide Oval against Central, and they really look fantastic. And just what they're showing here today, the run that they can produce from the back line and create space. They all run hard into space, but they don't run on top of each other. They give all their teammates an opportunity to find their own space, which they're doing quite well.
So the umpire with the ball again, it's umpire Mackey putting it down. He stands, I reckon, about 6'3" in the old language too. It's Cranston who gets the tap out. Will be taken away here. No, it won't be. It's the boy in Gibbs, I think it was, who sort of seemed to throw the ball out. It's on the ground now. It wasn't Gibbs, it was Douglas. He's got the ball again. He's tackled ferociously there by Benny Nelson and also Simon Feast. He really didn't have much of a chance, but he's been given the free kick, it would seem. Got it across to McConnell with a hand pass, who in turn went across to Willits. On now to Mitchell. Now there's a kick with his left foot, and he's kicked that one beautifully. And a good mark taken by Kirkby. This boy looks all right. I mean, he played, what, the first half of the year just about in the reserves, and now he's come up. I'll just check to see how many games he's got. This is only his 9th match.
It just took a while to find his feet, but then got a few bags of 3 and 4 and 5 progressively as he found his feet in the reserves competition. But he's just fitted in like a glove, and obviously he's displaced a person of the calibre of an Aaron Rodgers. You know, we saw running around in the reserve side today. James Seller, Brad Sugars, they can't break into this side because Doldig, Kirkby and Smith are doing the job up forward.
There's the kick. Not such a good kick, although put it in a fair old position. Coming out of defence there was Curtis, and Michael Curtis, even though the siren's gone, he's continuing to barge his way through. I love his determination. It's 3/4 time down here, and Glenelg 19 goals, 12, 126. Lead Sturt 8-7-55. So the margin there is 71 points at 3/4 time in favour of Glenelg. The goal kickers, and there are a stack of them. I think, what have we got? 14 or 15 goal kickers. 3 goals to Doldig, 3 goals to Kirkby, 2 goals to earlier than David and Squire. It says something about your fitness, John.
Well, or it says something about his perhaps.
Yeah, he's actually got a 2 broken legs, admittedly.
Well, he heard more of what Brenton Phillips was saying early on in the huddle. That just sort of broke off into a couple of groups, but Brenton Phillips very instructional with a couple of the young fellas out there. Mark Micken really still talking to the team, sticking to the roles of each player within the side, but the feeling amongst the group and the words coming out is we've played really good last quarters 4 weeks in a row. We want to continue to be able to do that, so we know it's a part of our makeup. So the Glenelg side are really looking to run away with this and demolish and get a very healthy scoreboard.
Oh, look at Kirkby, magnificent, but he's missed that one. He's put it through for a minus score. It came out of the centre. Backwell, now this has happened a few times.
Again.
Backwell got the hand pass to McConnell. And then it went down to Kirkby, who just charged through. I mean, the boy's playing with confidence, young Rory Kirkby, but he's missed with that kick. And out comes Michael Code with the kick out. It's a nice kick, and that's a good mark too. Very good mark. And the big bloke there.
DeLuca.
In DeLuca. Has he got a different jumper on?
65.
65 now. Goodness me, he's doing...
Well, wouldn't you?
He's, there might be a place for him at West Adelaide, you know, with all those high numbers. He had number 65 he's now got on his back. There was the kick, went with the hand pass to Eckham, and it was a shocker. He laid it in the hands of Mitchell, who in turn hand pass to the player in Cranston. He tried to burst his way clear, was tackled. Umpire paid the advantage, and Timmy Weatherall in towards centre half forward. Davies went for the mark, may have had the sun in his eyes and not able to control the ball, and there's a free kick that will go the way of Lee Davies, a boy recruited from Swan Hill, which is Ian Borchardt territory. Now kicks the ball to the leading player there in Chambers. He's about 50 metres out, swings it over his shoulder, and he's found the...
Hurley?
Hurley it is.
Tom Hurley.
I'm trying to get the character from Welcome Back going. I enjoyed that. I love the theme song. Welcome Back, John Sebastian. Welcome back.
Oh, you didn't, did you? I don't think you'd actually sing it.
That's a good start anyway.
That's where it ends.
Oh, goodness. Let's see if we can guide this one through for Tom Hurley and the Sturt side. It's a good kick from a very difficult angle through for a major there to Tom Hurley. His first for the game, today's game, and the Double Blues strike first in this final stanza. They move on to 9-7-61. Glenelg 19-13. 127 on the Eagle Patent Panel scoreboard. That is a 66-point margin. Ben Pittman around the grounds.
Midway through the final terms of the other games, it's the Eagles by 35 points, Noarlunga South by 5 points at Noarlunga, and at Alberton Centrals are coming back. It's the Port Adelaide by 13 points.
11 goals, 21. Port Adelaide have kicked. That might come back to rue them, Doug.
Yeah, well, they were 9-16 at half-time, 25 shots to 11 at half-time, and perhaps could have had the game all wrapped up at that stage.
As Glenelg go forward, flying high was Mail, an attempted mark. In the end, Ruwald gets a snap on goal, didn't quite get there. Kirk can't take the mark. Graham takes possession of the ball and snaps over his shoulder. It would be a miraculous effort. In fact, it hasn't gone through, and it's been marked on the line by the Glenelg side. Richard Douglas on that occasion. Then he almost tangles over a boundary umpire, then a behind post, and then he thinks, well, I'll go back and I'll try for a Damien Squire-esque type banana kick here from the time clock there, which reads 4 minutes played. He'll kick this, I reckon, Douglas. He's going to run on the left, and that takes a lot of talent and a lot of skill, and he's missed, I think. Straight through for a major. That's
his chest.
They certainly want to be careful here, because Glenelg have kicked about 30-odd goals in their past 4 last quarters, so it could really blow out.
As the ball back now toward the centre of the ground, Taylor's in there fighting for it for the Double Blues, and the umpire says it will be mine as a helicopter goes around the inner southern suburbs here of Adelaide. Not sure where that one's. Is that a helicopter or a plane? That is a helicopter, isn't it? Yeah, they're the ones with the
outside
things. Yeah, couldn't quite say. I thought for as the ball up once again, umpire says it's going to be mine as Eckerman applies the tackle there on Ty Allen. So the umpy putting it down, Simon Thompson, Simon Mackey and Tony Day. How long it is since we've had 2 Simons as umpires? As the ball goes down, up they go. Would be an interesting one to ponder. As the pass came out there from Ben Nelson and goes with the hand pass, but it's taken away eventually by, was that big Cranston, another hand pass, and it's not real pretty football at the moment. Eventually, well, I was going to say eventually it's Hurley who gets the ball onto his foot in towards centre half forward, but the mark almost taken by Allen, couldn't do so. It was a good effort. There's tackles being applied. It's just really hard. In fact, it may have been Sheedy who got that first kick away in towards centre half forward. So if we haven't called Sheedy much today, I've perhaps been calling him Hurley. Not so, but I think Sheedy's had one of those days. He's been average today by his standards, and everyone else's too, because he's a wonderful player, Jade Sheedy. As there's a free kick, I think, that'll be paid there to David Mitchell as he was pulled off the ball and had no possession of it. Hand pass back to him there by Mills. Boy, Mitchell's been a good player today, hasn't he? feeds it off there, and we find it's going to be Glenelg going forward once again through Panozzo. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and now it's a funny sort of a kick in towards centre half. 40 looked there for Kirk, but it was too awkward for him. Taken by Michael Code. Shows his skill on either side of the body by doing a left foot kick out towards the centre wing. And I don't know whether the sun got in his eyes or not, but Brant Chambers, who's a long way from home, way down on a half-back flank, missed what he would ordinarily just gobble up.
He's probably a little bit worried of what territory he's in. He's, you know, frequency around the 50-metre line or inside the 50, but he's out on the half-back, so he's probably just in an unknown area at the moment.
Exposed.
You're too kind, David.
As Curtis takes possession for the Double Blues, handles in towards Sheedy. He may have got one high. He did, according to the umpire. And Jade Sheedy wins the free kick. He's going to travel the ball across the grandstand side of the ground. Now McClay and Doherty in a contest there. Sturt got the numbers at ground level. Rishbeth combines with O'Keefe. O'Keefe sends the side inside 50. Chambers well positioned to take this mark. He didn't take it, but I think he was interfered with. He was. The umpire has paid their free kick against Jeff Smith on that occasion, who has the job in this final quarter on Brant Chambers. And Chambers will go back now and line up a shot for goal number 4. He has kicked 3-2 thus far to be the leading scorer on the ground, so he can extend that status with a major here for the Double Blues side. They trail by 72 points at the moment. They trailed by 71 at three-quarter time. So the Double Blues trying to win their second quarter for the day. The Bays won the first by 49, Sturt won the second by 2, and Glenelg won the third by 24 points. And Chambers has done what all good full forwards should do. He goes back and drills a major for his side.
A one-on-one contest, and put his backman under some pressure to create a free to kick the goal.
Lovely bounce by the umpire too, as we find Glenelg will take it away through Gibbs. He went with a hand pass, beautifully put, got it across to Mitchell. Mitchell, a lovely kick as he lands it right in the chest there of Big Kirk. Under a bit of pressure too, but it was still a beautifully well-weighted kick. And Kirk has got this one. He'll kick from about 48 metres. And the big boy from Tasmania, in fact, recommended to the club, I think, by Peter Carey, John.
Yep.
And he's a high-leaping player too. Big ruckman to go back. Waiting now. He's actually a thumping kick of the ball too, as he kicks from with the playground right behind him. The kid's not taking much interest in Kirk, but some of the spectators are. And he comes. There's the kick. It's not a bad one either. Right up in towards the teeth of goal. In fact, it's gone through for a minor score. So Daniel Kirk, 1 goal, 1 this afternoon. Glenelg, 20 goals, 14, 134. Leading Sturt, 10-7-67 for Eagle Paint and Panel. And, of course, our other sponsors, State Security Services, TJM for serious four-wheel drive enthusiasts, EIG Ansvar and Rebel Sport.
O'Keefe now for the Double Blues wins the ball at the back half of the ground, kicks it towards the centre wing. Sturt got an opportunity here at ground level. Now the bounce favours Smith. Perhaps he wanted it just a bit more. Worked very hard on that occasion, did Jeff Smith, and he's won a free kick for his side. Now it'll go by hand to Allen to Backwell. Backwell kicks it long towards the lead of Kirkby. Curtis affects the spoil. Benny Moore's read the crumb very well at the front of the pack. Kicks around his body. Glenelg got a couple of options there. One is Ruwalt. The other is McConnell. It is the former that takes possession of the ball. Ruwalt. He saw the arms, the flailing arms of Douglas calling for the ball, but his kick didn't penetrate that far. It was well cut off by big DeLuca. Sturt now through May. Kick it long out of defence. Davies and Smith involved in the contest. Smith does well and takes possession of the ball, kicks it inboard. Willits has made position and will take the relieving mark inside the centre square. Got a couple of options, grandstand side of the ground. One is Mules, another is Panozzo. His kick is a turnover though, looking for Douglas. It was well read by Jarjura. It'll open up for Sturt. They've got 2 players free inside 50. He spots up one of them in Ben Colreevy. The crowd want him to hurry up and kick it over to the other one, which is Tom Howley. He tries to do so, and David Mitchell affects the smother. Unbelievable turnover inside Sturt's forward 50. A disappointing one for their supporters, and Ty Allen now has possession of the ball in the centre square. He's coughed it up though, tried to be a bit too cute. He's turned it over to Colreevy. He gets another opportunity, and this time pops it on the chest of Brant Chambers. He'll line up from 40 metres out. Damien Squire, I don't think either coach will put that play in their in the tape this week.
No, that was quite ugly passage of play on behalf of both teams there. But look, it's ended up with Chamber probably where it should have been about 30 seconds ago to a minute ago, and he's lining up from about 30 metres out.
So Grant Chambers, sorry Doug, will line up for goal number 5. And I say sorry because I'm going to throw to Benny Pittman in a minute, see if we can get a score in that tight one at Noarlunga Oval as Chambers misses. Sturt 10-8, 68. With Brant Chambers kicking 4 goals, 3 of that. Glenelg 2014, 134. Benny Pittman.
Porter kicked a few steadying goals. They're up by 17 points, 99 to 81. At the other games, Eagles look home up by 31, and South look home up by 17 over Norwood.
Doug Oakley, you can keep smiling.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping Centrals might knock off Port today for obvious reasons, but yep, no, it's been a fascinating round of football. We're seeing a good game here, even though the margin is fairly great in favour of Glenelg, but some good skills, and Kirkby's taken the mark now, and it's been good to see this young emerging player. He's a left footer, so he's going to stand out, but he's got some great skill and good vision there too, as he found Brett Backwell all by himself, and there are Glenelg players all by themselves just about everywhere it seems, and Graham has now taken the mark about 35, 40 metres out. He'll kick from about 40, and young Graham, a local lad, only playing in his 5th game. He's lining up for his 11th goal in his career, that is. Not today. He's just kicked the 1-goal-1 today. So Matthew Graham, he's actually having a fair old run-up, probably inspired by Glenn McGrath, or perhaps more so by Brett Lee.
I didn't know he played footy.
Oh, he did. He plays at the Adelaide Oval. You've seen him. And he comes, kicks for goal.
It's a good kick.
Lovely kick. Lovely kick. And he's put it through for his 2nd goal for the afternoon.
72-point margin in favour of the Tigers. Cranston to ply his trade again against DeLuca. The bounce favours DeLuca. In fact, so much so that the umpire, Simon Mackey, has called it back to have another crack at it again.
How many has that been today, John?
About 6.
8.
Well,
I thought we were hitting double figures there.
We might yet, as he throws the ball up now, and both ruckmen jump into each other. Neither can get their hand to the ball in the end. Douglas wins the ball, though, and gets the handball to Panozzo. Panozzo cuts one through the middle to Ty Allen, and Ty Allen kicks it long inside 51 for the High Flyers. Kirkby and Kirk, and in the end, a good mark was taken by Jardura against some tall opposition. That'll be a 25-metre penalty as he bounced into Daniel Kirk. Perhaps made it look slightly worse.
A little bit there. He did the blind turn, and he just ran straight into trouble, and poor old Kirky gave away a good 25-metre penalty.
It looked like he was just trying to pull him over on the dance floor there and just tripped himself up and didn't want to look quite so silly. But in the end, won the 25-metre penalty, and Ty Allen has won the ball in the back half of the ground for the Tigers. Goes to Panozzo, sweeps it wide to Benny Moore. Been a solid player on his centre wing again all day. Has the former Glenelg skipper. Opportunity here for the Double Blues. Now the ball bobs out to Davies. He'll get a shot on goal and pops it through. It's not circa 1985 calling the name Davies.
Sort of player that Sturt could well gain some great benefit from, Damien.
Yeah, certainly. Look, he's only 20, and we're just trying to find the best position for him to fit the team at the moment. He has played a lot of football down back, but it looks like at the moment we're giving a patrol a run at centre-half forward.
So the ball back now in the centre of the ground. A lot of players falling on top of it. The umpire coming in and says, it will be mine. So here we are, 16 minutes into the final quarter. The margin now is 66 points in favour of Glenelg. 140 plays 74. And again, I think there's going to be a ball up as Ben Nelson and also Richard Douglas have their hands around the ball. Neither are going to give it up, so certainly if it was basketball, should be a jump ball. Umpire puts the ball down. Again, not a real good bounce. We've had a bit of a problem with some of them today. Allen is who bursts his way through, gets it across to McConnell, who's been wonderful today. In towards centre-half forward he goes. Good mark, though, Jardura. He hasn't been the worst player on the ground. He went with the hand pass, though, and he actually hand passed to his opponent, or one of the opponents there in Big Kirk, straight to him, in fact. And Kirk swung around, and in a comedy of errors, he's put it through for a minor score.
It was another dance move you were talking about there, John. Maybe he would be better off on the dance floor at the moment.
I think the only reason John said that because he wants to burst into a Bee Gees song. It's Glenelg, 21 goals, 15, 141, and Sturt, 11 goals, 8, 74. And the action right down in front of us now, midway between wing and half forward. At the northern end of the ground, a hand pass from Doldig was good football across to Richard Douglas, who looks a wonderful young footballer. He'll be playing for the Crows soon. There's no doubt about that. Whether it's this year, it'll certainly be next year, I would think. Free kick here to Glenelg. Player held without the ball, or grabbed a bit high, whatever it was, but it'll be a free to the bays right in front. Benny Moore to go back, and he now has the chance to become the 15th goal kicker today for Glenelg. I don't think I've known this to happen. 15 goal kickers, and it's not as if they're deliberately trying to sort of feed it off so everyone kicks a goal. Just been a phenomenal team effort, John.
Oh, I just hope he listened to you earlier, Doug, and remember to put some sunscreen on at quarter time, because that Scon may have been copping a bit of sun during that first quarter.
Just about ready to take out the oven, isn't it, that one?
He's gone the checky. He's gone the banana kick anymore and misses it. Through for a minor score to Benny Moore, been a wonderful servant of the Glenelg Football Club, playing his 100th game a couple of weeks ago in the Sunday defeat of Port Adelaide. So well done to Benny Moore as Jardura plays on and kicks the ball long towards a contest there. Cranston does well, stands up in the tackle, gets the ball out, but it favours Sturt. They've got the numbers around this contest. Rishbeth, Hurley combining and to try to handle it back. They've got themselves into trouble now. Perhaps could have just kicked it, but they've tried to create some run, and they're learning and they're developing this Sturt side as they try and get used to acquiring those skills at this level. And they didn't get away with it on this occasion, but it's a real schoolyard at the moment for a lot of these young Sturt players, Damien Squire.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, Tom Hurley, he's a developing character and footballer, and I'm sure he'll learn from that. He just turned the wrong way back into trouble where he had two loose Sturt players on the other side.
Glenelg go forward through Douglas. Opportunity for Doherty. He just couldn't quite get there. The ball bounced before he could attempt the mark, and Michael Code is able to take the ball and traverse it across the boundary line, 25 metres around from the Tigers' goal. It's trapped at the moment in the northwestern pocket here at Unley Oval. Boundary throw in Cranston, favoured by it, taps it towards a dangerous spot for his forwards, but Sturt had the numbers there, and Hurley, the player that kicks it towards the outer side of the ground where Mitchell takes the mark in front of Timmy Weatherall.
You back him again here, do you?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'd love to see him unload a talk, but into that breeze, I don't think he'll get the journey this late in the game. But if you're listening, David Mitchell, go the talk. No, he's going to spear a pass in, looking for Doherty. It's a good pass and a good lead. And the big Millicent strapping Tiger forward has taken the mark. 45 metres out, probably where he'll kick from on only the slightest of angles. Big Matty Doherty. He will try and become Glenelg's leading goal kicker in this game. He shares that honour at the moment with Rory Kirkby. Kirkby has 3, and Doherty also likewise has 3, but he's lining up to extend Glenelg's score to exactly double that of their opponent today in the double blues. Matty Doherty, good kick. Good looking kick, dead straight. Daniel Kirk likes it. More importantly, the man waving the 2 little index.
One here, it would seem, as we approach, what are we? We're almost at 5 o'clock. It's around about 4:56 in that vicinity, and we are still only at the 20-minute mark of the final quarter. And Janie Mack waiting back in the studio. Jane, we'll wrap things up here as soon as we can, but not before the end of the match. But she's going to be playing some good music right after us. We gave it our best attempt by trying to sing Welcome Back, but that is best
Don't say we. Don't put a we into that.
No, you guys were miming. Doing your best. You wanted to join in.
Just an update on Paul Sherwood as we see John Hinge come on late. He was out at the 3/4 time huddle, dressed in his clothes for no further part in the game. Bit of concussion, but he's walking around and okay.
So we find it's got to be Glenelg going forward again. There's a good mark taken by Kirkby, I think, has got the mark. Yes, just getting up. He is a really likely type on a half-forward there. On that left foot of his, he's just one of those players that you picture as being like a Damien Squire. They'd flash him with that left foot, and he's got a little way to go yet, Damien, he hasn't won a McGarry or anything at all like that. As somebody decided to throw something down in our direction as Kirkby comes in, kicks for goal. There's the kick, does it with ease, and he's kicked his 4th goal for the afternoon too. 4 goals, 1, the same as Matthew Doldig and Glenelg.
I'll tell you what, the contest in 2 weeks' time at Elizabeth Oval on a Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. looms as a big one. Central playing Glenelg will probably be the battle for the 3rd spot and that all-important double chance as the Tigers go forward now through McConnell again. He goes short and finds the leader Gibbs. He's got a couple of options out wide. He chooses Graham, takes the mark 60 metres out from goal. He chips one in short towards McConnell, who again started the play inside the centre square. I reckon that's happened multiple occasions today, perhaps 3 or 4 times, Squizzy, that I can remember, that McConnell has started the play inside the centre square with the clearance and got on the end of the chain of passes. It's hard work.
He definitely works hard, and it's good to see, because well, not only that, but it's good to see the understanding which the Glenelg players have got. They know if someone's running from the centre or running into a space, that everyone will clear out of that, and it just makes it very hard for the other team to try and to nullify that space and to man up.
I think McConnell last year, I think he was 3rd, wasn't he, in the Liston Trophy for the VFL. So, you know, he's an eye-catching player.
Fairest with North Ballarat as he's chipped up, passed off on this occasion to Brett Backwell. Backwell will line up a shot for goal for his second, and he has missed on this occasion. So 1 goal 1 to the Mouse today, and Glenelg 23-17, 155. And Sturt on 11-8-74. So we've been going 22 minutes in the final quarter now. The Double Blues are going to charge the ball forward through Hurley. Going to kick it long, looking for Davies against Willits on this occasion. Davies does well, brings the ball down, tries to get a handball at the button, but is well tackled on that occasion by the debutant in Tommy Redden. Laid the tackle, and then Ryan Willits did the defender's work and toe tapped the ball over the boundary line. So we'll get a boundary throw in the dying stages of the final term, around about 65 metres around from the Double Blues goal. It is Feast and also Kirk. Feast does it convincingly, but it's come down to Glenelg. Yeomans runs away from Sheedy with possession of the ball, kicks it to a contest there between Douglas and also May, and then Yeomans followed up really well to get to the crumb again. Sheedy just got into his back when they went for that contest of the ball, but that's some hard running there from Brad Yeomans. Wins the free kick, goes by hand to Gibbs. Gibbs kicks it long inside 50. Kirkby's going to fly high from behind. Wonderful clean mark over the top of Richmond. He's going to kick in short now. He's going to look for Graham, and also leading out is Dold. He didn't quite take the mark in the end. It just spilled out. Good work from McLeay on that occasion to affect the spoil and apply the pressure, and Timmy Weatherall kicks the ball out of the defensive area for the Blues, and Mitchell in the end gets the ball as it goes over the boundary line in front of the Eagle paint and panel scoreboard, which tells us the Bays lead by 81 points, 24 minutes played. Damien Squire.
Just Kirkby, he's really uncanny, isn't he, on the half-forward line? He's a really hard player to match up on. He's got good size, he's quick and he's elusive. He's just something to keep in the back of the mind come the major part of the season.
Really clean take of the ball, that one.
He is, yeah.
There was a hand pass that went from Backwell, but didn't quite find the target, and the ball is out of bounds. Glenelg get an attack. It's on their half-forward line. It's over by the children's playground, and what an asset that is. Bring the kids to the footy, stand around them, just keep an eye on them. They can play in the playground. It's great. It's just a lovely setting down here at Unley. As the big shadows go across the ground, it's a Glenelg player in there who got that kick in, a bit hard to pick him out, and that's Kirkby again who's taken a good mark at centre half-forward. Couldn't pick out that Glenelg player.
Ruwald, I think
it was Ruwald, was it? Yeah, the shadows are so big that it was just hard to pick him up. Here coming through is Johnny Hinge. He's trying to become the 15th goal kicker this afternoon for the Bays. There's his kick. It's gone high, and the mark's been taken by Richard Douglas. Richard Douglas.
So rather ironically, the player who kicked the opening goal of the game could actually kick the last goal in today's contest as well, Richard Douglas.
I don't know whether he realises, but they're the first two given names to the Oakley family. Richard and me. I'm second. So there we go. Kicks for goal, and he was probably thinking that then.
That was enough for him to miss, Doug.
It was. My brother was never a good kick, and the ball's got out of bounds on the foot. It went right across the face of goals, and Big Simon Feast. This is just about his first touch, I reckon, as a kick, but he's done some good ruck work. But Big Simon Feast there deep in defence now to bring the ball out for the Double Blues. And he's found his teammate out there too in Code. Michael Code swinging round now down towards the centre wing position. Players go up, umpire watching play. No one able to burst their way clear, so it's a bit of a stalemate. Glenelg 23-17, 155. Lead Sturt 11-8, 74. And we've played 26 minutes into the final quarter.
Bounce down outer centre wing. So 40 scoring shots to 19 is a pretty decisive tale of this game today, as the Tigers are going to go forward. Might get scoring shot number 41. Kick inside 50. A piercing one from Gibbs on that occasion, combining with Yeomans, and the lead from Johnny Hinge, who's cast in an unusual role as a forward now. Once Cranston coming off with the blood rule, and Johnny Hinge will go back and line up to actually become Glenelg's 14th goal kicker in today's game. Let's have a look how he goes about his work. It's not a bad looking kick. In fact, it is a very, very good kick through for a major. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It was the Eagles by 35, Port by 24, and South by 16.
as the Glenelg side win the centre clearance again. Graham combining with Yeomans, gets his foot to the ball. It was partly smothered, went after it again. Ty Allen had possession of the ball, but the free went against Yeomans and paid in favour of Hurley on this occasion. It's been one of Sturt's better performers today, that's for sure. Tommy Hurley kicks it out wide, looking for Bowen. It was down around the ankles. The big fella did well to pick it up cleanly on the half volley, and then the disposal was good and found Craig Taylor out of centre wing for the Double Blues. He goes looking for the lead of Big Simon Feast. He's honoured that lead and taken the mark. Feast in front of the tent, the outer side of the ground. Kicks looking for Chambers, and well done. That's about, it's had 4 kicks in a row from the Sturt players on that occasion. The outer side of the ground found their targets, and it results Damien Squire in Brant Chambers having a set shot for goal inside forward 50.
Certainly something we haven't seen all day today is, I guess, 4 possessions actually hitting the target. So it's good to see, you know, even though it's at the end of the game, that does happen.
Chambers now, he'll line up for goal number 5, having kicked 4 today. It's a pretty good return for a side that's been pretty convincingly beaten around the stoppages and around those centre clearances today. So Brant Chambers has done a good job, and as he lines up, he's missed that one, I think. Just didn't quite come off the ball cleanly. No, through for a minor score. So 4 goals 4 to Brant Chambers, and 4 goals 1 apiece to Matthew Doldig and Rory Kirkby for the Glenelg side, the leading goal kickers on the ground. So Sturt 11-9-75, Glenelg 24-17-161. They've taken the ball the length of the ground. Glenelg backwater Kirkby. Kirkby takes the mark. He's going to have a shot on goal, and he becomes the leading goal kicker on the ground. Rory Kirkby has now kicked 5, and Glenelg 25. They're at 25-7.
It only takes 2 kicks, and all of a sudden it returns on the scoreboard.
David, do you like the new rule?
I do, actually. I reckon it just opens up the game quite a bit more, and you just need to know exactly where you're going and what you need to be doing, and it just shows probably the smart teams from the teams that aren't so smart, should I say.
That was a phenomenal effort there by Kirk. Even in this late stage of the game where Glenelg are trouncing Sturt, he is still hurling himself into the air. He grabbed the ball. It was a shocking kick, but still, we find it is going to be Glenelg.
Doldig, he's going to match Kirkby.
Doldig has just kicked his 5th goal for the afternoon.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Glenelg, 26 goals, 17, 173. They are an amazing lineup this year. The Tigers, Sturt, 11-9-75 for Eagle Paint and Panel. That is amazing. It almost seems like a competition, and yet there's no...
The Glenelg side are now 3 points off their season high score. They kicked 27-14-176 against Port Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, and now they're on 26-17-173.
I must say the last 2 games Sturt have played, they've been beaten by over 100 points, and it's not looking too good at the moment. That'll be 3 weeks in a row. That's currently sitting at 98.
Yeah,
there's the ball up to get played away. It's Kirk again who gets the tap out. There's a Kirk and there's a Kirkby in this Glenelg team. That wouldn't happen too often. As we find the action back now with the player in Mules, goes up towards the teammate down there in Doldig. He couldn't grab it. Taken away here by O'Keefe. O'Keefe onto that familiar left foot of his, and there's the siren. That is the siren as Timmy Weatherall took the kick, or took the mark, and then swings round and does a screw pump. About the only one for the day, but the game is all over here, and it is Glenelg 26 goals 17 173 defeating Sturt 11 goals 9-75. And coming into this match, Sturt had won the last 7 matches between these 2 clubs, but Glenelg well and truly turning the tables today with a 98-point victory. Tigers 26-17, 173, defeating Sturt 11 goals 9-75. Looking at the goal kickers here for Glenelg, it was 5 goals apiece to Rory Kirkby and Matthew Doldig. We had 2 goals to Richard Douglas and Matthew Graham, and then singles to Brett Backwell, Bryce Gibbs, Daniel Kirk, Jeff Smith, Ty Allen, Mark Ruwold, John Hinge, David Mitchell. There's more. Ryan Willits and Bradley Yeomans. For Sturt, their goals came from Brant Chambers, who kicked 4 goals 4 this afternoon. Luke Button, who kicked 3. Singles to Tom Hurley, James McClay, Lee Davies and Craig Taylor. So the margin, 98 points. Glenelg have won the game. From the other matches, we've heard that a 35-point win to the Eagles over North Adelaide in the top-of-the-table clash. Port Adelaide keep their place on the top 5. They would have moved out today because South had a win. Port defeated Centrals by 24 points. And down at Noarlunga, South Adelaide held on to win by 16 points over Norwood. It's been a fascinating round of football. Damien Squire tough for you, I know. You've done a fantastic job staying as positive as you can, and you've seen your team comprehensively beaten by a very, very good lineup in Glenelg.
Yeah, look, it just shows where we're basically sitting at the moment. We're playing very ordinary football, and we need to work out what we need to do to
Defence.
No,
Clayton's going to pop out, but there's no centre half forward though.
Clayton. Is it? And they must be playing Clive in the pocket, and picking him up is... Who's that picking?
That's Curry.
The Curry, so...
Okay, the umpire holds the ball off on the Angus Securities game today. You're on RPH Football with Dennis Brown.
Up they go. Scholar, the left-handed tap. Immediately running onto the ball there is Westhoff of the lever righty. He's dragged to the ground by the Pies, and there'll be a ball up, take two. In fact, a free kick is there in there.
Interesting to note too, boys, that Buckus McKenzie's lined up at full-back.
Okay, well, anyway, Westhoff got a free kick out of that. Is it? And they must be playing Clive in the pocket, and picking him up is... Who's that picking?
That's Curry.
The Curry, so... Picking him up is... Who's that picking?
That's Curry.
The Curry, so...
Okay, the umpire holds the ball off on the Angus Securities game today. You're on RPH Football with Dennis Brown.
Up they go. Scholar, the left-handed tap. Immediately running onto the ball there is Westhoff of the lever righty. He's dragged to the ground by the Pies, and there'll be a ball up, take two. In fact, a free kick is there in there.
Interesting to note too, boys, that Buckus McKenzie's lined up at full-back.
Okay, well, anyway, Westhoff got a free kick out of that. He gave it over to Sibanava. He goes up towards full forward, but Eilert comes out and takes the mark for the Pies. Immediately puts it out to centre wing. That's fraught with danger. Luckily, Polton got there to thump it away from Chris Gowns, who was going to run onto it, and also trying to get to the footy there as it rolls out of bounds is Locken, and it's now out of bounds right in front of the bowling green, right half forward flank for the Doggies.
I reckon that hurt Chris Gowns. He got up very gingerly there, so we'll have to watch him as the day unfolds.
So the spoil while Polton was almost too aggressive for Locken, beat him over the line. There's the throw in. It was Scholar getting first hand to it, and it's Lee Westhoff getting involved. He gets a sort of half a handball out. Chris Gowns, does it beautifully. Handballs to Scholar. Scholar goes to the wide running Swatala on the inside. He drops the footy, and now it's mopped up by Kingsley. He goes by hand to Polton. He's in a little bit of trouble. He goes backwards now. He's got a bit of time. He's got a player out wide. That's Johnny Baird, and he marks, well, pretty much at centre half back. He's just slightly in the squarey. Handball's over now. The running player there is Tim Luby. He's got it centre wing out of side. Has the luxury of a bounce. The chase by Ware is good. The speed by Luby is great, and there's a half a tackle there by Ware as he kicks it inside 50. The relieving mark is taken by Adrian Wilson. He plays on immediately. Went to come to the members' side, but now rebounds from 50 with the hand pass and goes to the outer side. The player there was Andrew Hayes. He gives off to a teammate who kicks to centre wing out of side, and the mark taken there by Scholar, and the attention there by Marek, and off he goes. Scholar, he's gone. He's holding the ball. He got a handball away, and it was enough attention by the Port team to affect a spoil. It comes back now to Marek. Marek comes inboard. Slattery, the hand pass was good. Had to stretch the hammies to get there. He goes now inside 50. What can happen here? Micklejohn, he's in the van, has taken the mark. Oh, play on, the umpire said, because it was stolen by the Doggies, and that's a rush behind. First score on the Marble Bar scoreboard to the Maggies, 1 point. Yet Doggies yet to score.
Yeah, Thomas to bring the ball in for the Doggies.
Interesting to note that they've put Big Buckets McKenzie on Marriage just to match up in the height.
Well, they had to, I reckon.
Yep.
Smitty, as Thomas goes straight down the high diddle looking
kick.
for. That'll be a free kick to the player in front. Don't think there's any doubt about it. They've paid advantage, hasn't he?
No.
Oh, gee whiz, I tell you what.
Tommy Carr.
Yeah, they've come out to play the Magpies, no doubt about that. Well, when Tommy Carr hit McCabe like he was a car, I'll give you the strong tip. The ball is with Satala, centre half back. He goes to the outer side. Oh, players created space out there in Westhoff of the Lee variety. He puts it on the left boot. The long lead is on from Shelley's out in front, but couldn't hang on to the footy. Actually got his hands in on the footy. Now it comes back to Westhoff, who's followed up beautifully. The little short pass in towards the pocket. And McCabe has marked from about 25 metres out, right in front of, would you believe, the Grand Central time clock.
It certainly is, and that tells us we've only played 3 minutes of this first half, and Central District's first foray into the forward 50, and McCabe, the Jack Odey medalist from last year, lining up for his first touch and his first shot on goal, and certainly will be a score because he's only around about 35 metres out.
Great running by Lee Westhoff then.
It certainly was. So McCabe comes in now, kick is on its way, and he has just jabbed at it when he should be kicking through the ball, and a minor score on the Marble Bar scoreboard. So all locked away here at the Angus Securities game of the day. 1 point apiece on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
Okay, the Magpies kicking out from defence, and that's Tommy Carr that's got it. I beg your pardon.